When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I grew older, I set aside childish ways. Corinthians 13:11. In the distant future, mankind has spread into the stars and found it is not alone. Within the cluster of planets known as the Silrain Heart, many races strive for survival or supremacy. But throughout this array of planets, societies, and cultures, each has one thing in common: the crucibles. Scattered throughout the galaxy, each moon-sized structure contains a core of raw sorin, a form of mysterious energy used to power ships, cities, and sometimes the warping of the fabric of reality itself. Beings who can do this have been given a name: Espers. The power of God has been granted to God's children. It is a time of terror. It is a time of wonder. It is the time of Esper Genesis.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome, everybody, to day 32 of Esper Genesis. It is the long winter, and although we are not even quite to fall in real life, in Esper Genesis, it is the long winter as we continue with our awesome space opera game, sponsored as always, of course, by the amazing folks at Alligator Alley Entertainment, and with an incredible group of players for you that I am happy to introduce in just a moment. But before I get there, let me remind everybody about ways to support this stream. If you have not done so already, please consider following this channel. That is always one of the best things you can do, and we've picked up a number of follows lately, so please do that. Please check out our YouTube channel where you can get past broadcasts of this and other shows. !ArvTube will get you over there. !ArvCord will get you to our Discord channel where you can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. That Discord is definitely hopping, and always a lot of stuff happening there, a lot of cool things. We've just added a new creative channel on that, which I've really been enjoying checking out as people put some of their awesome creative creations and things like that, so definitely check that out. !Arv Cord for that. !Arv Tweets will allow you to tweet out this stream, which would be very much appreciated if you could tweet out the stream, and make sure to do that with !Tweet. Arv Tweets will get you over to my Twitter, but !Tweet will actually allow you to tweet out the stream. So please do that so that we can spread the word to all and sundry. Exclamation point, and then arvineleron.com will give you all the details about that. Exclamation point, Arv Shop will get you over to my merchandise area right now that has D&D with Infinity and Beyond material, shirts and hats and mouse pads and stuff like that, and also Adventures of Middle-earth, Terry Toons illustrated stuff as well. But soon we're also going to be adding some Esper Genesis stuff up there also as we continue to expand that store. So please stop by there. Again, exclamation point Arv Shop. Exclamation point Arv Treon. That is the Patreon, currently sitting at $2.92. Would love to see that get north of 300 again. Again, that makes it possible for us to do a lot of things on the channel. It's stuff that I put right back into the channel in terms of support for various things. So please consider supporting that. It also gets you a lot of cool stuff, critiques of your writing if you do it at a high enough level, a epic poem written about you, a character background written for you, etc. So a lot of cool stuff that you can get there with exclamation point Arvtreon. And last but certainly not least, of course, is that sub button sitting right above the video window. We're sitting right now at about 49 subs. Would love to see that get north of 50 subs and so on as we continue to move onward with that as well. A couple of notes about schedule. So we've got Esper Genesis going on tonight. Tomorrow we will be back here with D&D with Infinity and Beyond. The Curse of Strahd will return, and I don't want any of you to miss it because tomorrow is going to be a big, big day for Infinity and Beyond. We have got a little bit of a surprise for you folks. Maybe a few of you, if you were watching earlier shows, might have gotten a hint as to what that surprise will be, but we have a surprise coming for you as that campaign heats up as well. So that's happening tomorrow night. Then on Sunday, now I mentioned this before, but I am happy to announce some more details about this now. On Sunday, we will have a new event, which is going to be one of several sessions, a joint Speculate, my podcast that I run with Mike Underwood. Speaking of Mike Underwood, there he is, Turbo Tango. What's up, Mike? My partner in crime, Mike Underwood, and I run an actual play podcast called Speculate. So starting on at 7:30 on Sunday the 22nd, we will be doing a Star Wars themed Scum and Villainy game with that man that you just saw right there, Turbo Tango, as the GM, and featuring Brent Lambert, featuring Mur Lafferty, featuring Delilah Dawson, and featuring Brian Young. So a lot of these are big time Star Wars people. Brian, my God, has forgotten more about Star Wars than most of us will ever know. Obviously, Delilah writes for Star Wars, and there's just a bunch of other, Star Wars fans and people and writers and stuff like that that are in that mix. And all of them are really fun players. And so Mike is going to be GMing this crew through a Scum and Villainy session. That's going to be Sunday, 7:30 p.m. for a session of Scum and Villainy Star Wars style. So you will not want to miss this. This is literally set in the Star Wars universe. This is not like Star Wars. It is Star Wars, but with Scum and Villainy. So you're definitely going to want to make that. I announced that on Twitter earlier today. I will try to mention it again tomorrow and, of course, Sunday. But that's going to be really cool. You will not want to miss that. That's going to be on Sunday. And then next week on Tuesday, we have the return of Adventures in Middle-earth at 10:30 in the morning. Please note the earlier start time. And then I will be over on GOG with Pen and Pixels and Pathfinder Kingmaker. So that's what we've got going on. Good to see you, Second Ops. So that's what we've got going on. Please, please, please spread the word. Let people know about this. Let all and sundry know, because we can only do so much to promote it on our end. You folks being able to spread it on message boards and Twitter and social media and word of mouth and letting people know they should check this out. That's one of the best ways that you can help us out and spread the word. So with all that said, we are now done talking up stuff, and I'm going to unmute myself to let the folks know that we're ready to go, and then I'm going to unmute them. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over there. I never know what happens when I walk into the green room. Like, I'm not sure what, I'm always like, what has been going on here before? But, right now, it looks like they've all been super well behaved, and I'm sure that they haven't been planning.
Carlos isn't here.
Yeah.
That's why we're behaved.
That's why you're behaved, because Carlos is not here. It's true. So, yes, we have 3 out of 4 of us. I will start with the one person who's missing today. Carlos is not going to be joining us tonight. He is on deadline, as he made very clear last time. And so he's got the Brooklyn Book Festival tomorrow, and he's basically doing a ton of work on the next book in the Sal and Gabby series, I believe, which is totally understandable. And that series is great. And I bought the first book, and my daughter and I love it, and you should buy it and love it too. So understandably, he's got work to do. You are not going to hear either Kat or myself ever complain about someone having to leave because they're on deadline. So we totally get it. However, having said that, he will be back next month. He is looking forward to joining the full crew. He normally plays, of course, Ludicrous Sleepwell, whose real name is something else, as we now know. But he plays Ludicrous Sleepwell, the Volna engineer. But he is not going to be doing that today because, again, he's off doing his stuff. So good luck to everything, Carlos. We will see you back here next time. The people we do have, though, are the other 3 out of 4 of the amazing team of Esper Genesis, beginning with the gentleman who is coming to us on the road, remotely, demonstrating his commitment, his passion for Esper Genesis. And that, of course, is Mr. Johnny Pittman, Video Store Cowboy. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Thank you for sacrificing this time that could otherwise be spent hanging out in a hotel. We really appreciate that you decided to spend it with us instead.
Right, hanging out in a hotel, just kind of watching TV or whatever, and actually getting some other work done. Yeah, that's what will be going on.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all good. Glad to be here. Hoping not to die tonight. I couldn't not show up and find out if I was going to have to roll a new character.
True.
So I mean,
it's true.
I mean that's really. I mean, it's more than anything else. I want to know if I'm going to survive.
I just got to make sure every session you guys are almost close to death, and then just see, and then everyone's just gonna be like, no, I can't miss because I might die. Couldn't you die the last 2 months? Well, yeah, like that's how it works. And normally
it's
when not
like
dying,
the Dread Pirate Roberts and Wesley, right? Good night, Wesley. Sleep well. I might kill you tomorrow.
Good on. Speaking of which, a movie which I think we can all agree should not be remade. I don't know whether anyone heard this rumor about the possibility of remaking it. Do not remake The Princess Bride.
There's no need.
It is a perfect movie. Do not remake it. It is good. Come up with another idea, Hollywood, for the love of God. You know what you could do, Hollywood?
Exactly.
You could talk to some writers who are really good at coming up with ideas. We are here for you. We will help you with movie ideas. Just please don't. Good.
The past decade has just been piggybacking off of the 90s.
Right? Like, let's remake War Games. Let's remake, let's
remake every Disney movie ever.
God.
Do not ever remake War Games. War Games is no.
They want to remake War Games. I'll tell you what else too. If they remake Die Hard, I'm telling you right now. I'm not talking about sequels. I'm talking about remaking the original. No. You do not remake Die Hard.
How can you remake the best Christmas movie ever?
Agreed. Agreed. Anyway, when you were not getting worried of dying, Johnny, as in your in-game, who are you playing under normal circumstances?
I am playing Aramis, an Ashen Forged Melder, who is level 5 and is really dying to get to level 6. Because there's a class benefit at level 6 that I absolutely need, and especially in this situation. Can we please level the 6 right now? It'd be really
right now before this fight.
That feature is called diplomatic immunity.
Thing like I can actually extend a shield that just kind of goes around everybody. Give me that so I can do that. All right,
it'll be very useful. It'll be like. Yeah, it'd be like in Mass Effect where you can, there's a way to do it where just before the final confrontation, you can actually, if you've done it properly, just hit the last level, like max level, which is 50, just before the final confrontation. It's very satisfying when that happens. But sadly, that won't happen here. So that satisfaction will be denied you, unfortunately. So I'm just letting you know. But I'm looking
all right, that's it. I quit. I'll see you guys later. Have a good
I'm
night,
out.
I'm going to the bar.
I'm going to the bar. I appreciate very much always having Johnny here. He's a good sport and a good guy and very good player. So thank you, Johnny. I'm looking forward to Aramis tonight. Also looking forward to the play of Petra Sinis, and Kat is back with us after her magical mystery tour, doing all of these book things and guests of honoring stuff. That I think you have another guest of honor spot coming up. And,
I do.
Yeah, you're just
exciting one.
The career is just blowing up. And as I said, I just told Kat not to forget us on her way up. Don't forget about us back down here. And she promised that she wouldn't, and she'd still be playing Esper Genesis. And I will hold her to that. So when she's getting these multi-billion-dollar movie contracts, I'm just we would like to have just one small little short film of Esper Genesis. That would be great if we could just do that. But no, how are you, Kat? Always a pleasure to have you here. How has life been with you, and who are you playing?
I am doing really well. It is getting cold and damp here in Seattle. It is the season of the giant house spiders, so we are all coexisting very uneasily. I am playing Petra Sinis, a woman who carries a very large hammer and can speak to ships.
Mm-hmm. can speak two ships, and we will have reason to talk more about that in a little bit. I am very happy to have Kat back in the fold. And last but certainly not least, we are very happy to also have back with us in a different capacity, not in our vocalist capacity. I am very happy to have back with us Zach Clay, who is probably feeling fairly #blessed that Kaz is still here. I think that's fair to say. Kaz, there was a little shaky there, but you survived so far. How are you doing, Zach, and who are you playing?
I'm doing great. I spent a good chunk of today. I'm prepping to restart the D&D club at the middle school that I teach at.
Nice.
And I am very, very excited. Our turnout is usually anywhere between 20 to 40 kids at a time, and it's all these different DM'd groups. And what I did today is, as I was watching some YouTube videos and trying to prepare some stuff, I wanted to edit together like a little kind of flair or cinematic trailer using trailers from video games that are very D&D like Elder Scrolls Online or World of Warcraft.
Right.
So I kind of super cut all these different fantasy elements together and made it into its own like D&D-esque adventurer trailer.
Nice.
And it's super, super cool. And that was fun to make. And then I'm looking forward to the kids seeing it because it'll be kind of like them seeing the Avengers, but D&D. So it'll be cool.
Ah, slick.
But then we come to Esper Genesis and the fact of near death. And I'm very anticipatory to see what happens tonight, and getting off the ship either in one piece or in several thousand. And I am playing Cosmoritis, who is a Bellare hunter. He's a celestial being made of stars, hence the name Starboy. And we'll see how it goes.
Very, very cool. I'm looking forward to what should be a very fun session tonight. I did want to mention very quickly that I have discovered this phenomenon, and I've noticed it in particular this year, where a lot of my students, and in fairness, I'm teaching courses, besides my Revenge Tragedy course, I'm teaching a course in science fiction and a course in Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. So this may be a little self-selecting in terms of the students that I have, but I've noticed lots and lots of D&D specific references, like students talking about like blah, 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 blah. Well, that would be like a +2 to this, or like charisma stat. And I'm like, this is not something that I remember hearing before. I would get, video game references for sure. And then they'd always be shocked when I knew the video game. But like video game references, yes. But this tabletop reference thing suggests to me, and one of them was like, well, there's this show I watch called Critical Role. I'm like, yes, I know Critical. I know guest stars. You know guest stars on Critical Role? I'm like, yes, I have, yes. And they are just like, so I guess what it means is it can't be that they weren't playing it before. I think it's that they don't mind talking about that they play it now, which is really great, right? Like that's a real big advancement that they're willing to talk about the importance of these games and how much they like them. And that's great, So anyway, it reminded me when you were talking about that, because middle school kids is one thing. College kids being willing to admit these things and doing so happily is great. So
I think that definitely has happened, but also I feel like with a bit of the D&D renaissance that's been happening over the past few years, that a lot of people are playing D&D for the first time. They haven't played D&D.
That's
before.
true.
So it's a mixture of both, I think.
It probably is true, yeah. So that's great. And we are, in our own small way, contributing to that on this show. So let us get to it. Let me fire up some music and welcome everybody in. Let me also remind everybody that if you have inspirations based upon support of this channel, you can always use those. You will have to argue with the Adventures of Middle-earth people and Infinity and Beyond if you run out of them, and you'll have to tell them to discuss with the others about why they did this, but you do have those to use if needed. I'm just saying. So let us summarize a little bit about what happened. And before I give the official summary, I'm curious if Aramis or Kaz, or I guess they're players in this case, want to explain to Kat why Petra is currently sitting in the helm of the Hespera space station with them, as they are moving. Aramis specifically, I think, is actually moving the space station while Spindra attempts to blow up the shuttle. Do you guys want to explain why all of this is happening before I do?
Do you want to, or do you want me to, Johnny?
So in Aramis fashion, he would just say, because otherwise we're all going to die anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more to the fact that we have this rogue AI who's just decided that he's going to throw everything at us. We finally got the information that we need from the core, and we decided on a two-pronged plan that would basically involve crashing the space station into a hulk of like a derelict ship in the hopes of actually destroying the station, while guaranteeing that even if that fails and somehow the AI gets control again, we're going to blow up that shuttle, and the reactor is going to essentially obliterate everything, including us. I'm sorry to say, but maybe that's where the TPK comes in, and not the fact that there's a billion drones coming after us because some rogue AI decided that we're juicy targets.
You were a threat, yes. So that is essentially it. So so what you have discovered, and I actually, Kat, you missed the last 2 sessions or just last one session?
I did.
Last 2. Okay. So what happened? The last part of it that you might remember is that you were fighting in the space station with the Matakai. You may remember that. There was the Matakai shuttle people and whatever,
yes.
And they had come, and they were supposedly, they were a cleanup crew, basically sent by Zephyr Corps to basically figure out what the hell was going on. And what they discovered was that something had killed a bunch of people on the station, which of course was here in the first place to be conducting some kind of strange experiment, which according to Abraxas, the person who is your contact back at Pelseros, they were doing this in an attempt to create some kind of bizarre hybrid of artificial intelligence, synthetic and organic life, basically, to combine these things together. And so you had made your way to the space station, and you had found these Matakai, basically, who were fighting for their lives, and one of the Matakai ended up trying to hold engineering from more of these drones, while you folks went to the other places, basically the power core, I believe is what it was. No, I'm sorry, the lab first, and then to the helm. The lab that you went to was because you wanted to try to gather this information of what it was that the station had been doing, basically proof that the station was involved with this like nasty, sort of below the law type of activity, so that you could then take it to the authorities, you could expose Zephyr Corps, and basically Abraxas would get his revenge for them trying to burn him, and also you'd be doing the universe a favor because obviously this stuff is bad. Also, you would be able to determine what the connection was with Zephyr Corps, the Shadow Technocracy, and all of you, because they have been after you, in particular the Shadow Technocracy has been potentially bankrolled by Zephyr Corps, and you wanted to go and find out more information about that, and also find out about this dangerous virus that might be getting developed or spread, and that would have the potential to affect a lot of artificial intelligence, including the Alfreds that are in control of the Hyperlands. So, having gone to this station, what you ended up discovering when you went to the lab, and this is the part where you were not here, Kat, when you went to the lab, what you ended up discovering was, first of all, a lot of these rogue drones again, but secondly, these bizarre bio-horror creatures, which looked like they had basically been operated upon and were in some kind of weird hybrid state. They basically burst out of their pods and ended up attacking you. The party was split, and so the party just barely, even with Spindra and everything else, managed to hold on. Kaz, survived, but not by a lot, and even right now, the health is not good for the party as a whole. Sleepwell is sitting at 20 out of 38 hit points. Kaz is sitting at 6 out of 39. Aramis is full at 28 out of 28, and you've taken a hit, Petra, so you're at 36 out of 45. But everyone has basically taken, almost everyone has taken some kind of damage. Aramis, as he made very clear to me last time, has used up most of his talent points, and so he's like, everyone's basically tired and needs a rest and hasn't been able to get it because this AI has been driving them. Because what you discovered in that lab was not only that the biohorrors were there, but you actually finally made contact with this AI called the Long Winter. What you ended up discovering both there and in this main helm of the ship is that somehow this AI has gone insane and has decided to get revenge on those who clearly wanted to shut it down. It does not want to shut itself down, and so as a consequence, it's decided to kill anyone that's going to try, including including all of you. It's also gone a little bit screwy, so it's doing this in very painful and sociopathic or even psychopathic ways. And so these biohorrors, a lot of the drones that you've encountered, all of these things are being sent at you by the rogue AI, and this rogue AI is powerful enough that it can control a lot of devices which you attached to it. So hacking into it is not going to be easy, because every time you try to hack into it, it tries to infect the device, with the virus that is trying to hack into it. And so what ultimately, as Aramis just said, the party decided to do was to, having gotten the data information, decided that they would try to basically ram this thing into one of the hulks floating out there and also blow up the shuttle, the Madokai shuttle, hoping that by doing that you would be able to, first of all, open the doors from the helm and then get on the hyperlance and get the hell out, and then watch as the station plows into a space hulk and then blows up because of the Madokai shuttle. No muss, no fuss. Team gets away, virus is destroyed. However, when the team tried to do this, although you did get the data, there is when Aramis basically takes all the data out and begins to lock in the ship to start moving, that is when the AI basically comes to life again and sort of hisses in a very threatening, sort of almost too soft to be heard and thus even more frightening way. I am going to cut you all up into the tiniest and most painful of pieces, at which point Spindra outside in the Madokai shuttle basically calls in on comms and is like, guys, there's a lot of drones out here. And then you, inside this place, saw in the darkness, the dim lighting, all of these blue lights, which is basically like at least 18 or so, if not more, drones basically coming online and floating towards you. And so as I hand things back over to the party, we are not in initiative yet, but there's maybe a decent chance that we're going to be soon. I am now going to hand things back over to the party. Aramis is at the station that is basically navigation. Sleepwell is at the station that was, I don't remember what Sleepwell was doing actually at that station.
I think Sleepwell was doing communication with the woman.
Yes, that's right, with the woman who...
the woman that turned out to be the AI.
That turned out to be the AI. Yeah, it turned out to be actually a fake that the AI had been sort of putting forward. And then Petra was there to protect them. Kaz, you, I believe, are on one end, basically, of the door, basically just getting ready for anything that is going to come at you, and you also see these drones coming down there. And then, as I already mentioned, Spindra is over at the Madokai shuttle. One last point that I want to make before I hand control back over to you is that the other person that you ran into on comms was not just Abraxas, who has been trying to, get in and help when he can and try to, do a bunch of firewalls and basically try to virtually slow down this computer program, The Long Winter. But you also have this character, Arisa, whose codename is Angel, that the party met. Had you met Arisa/Angel, Kat? Okay. Mm-hmm. So Arisa/Angel had introduced herself as a former employee of Zephyr Corporation. She knows Abraxas, and Abraxas knows her. And her basic argument was, you should work within the system to destroy this. Here's what you need to do. Abraxas basically said, don't trust this person. She's going to sell you out. She basically said, Abraxas is a loose cannon and he's going to get you all killed. So both of them have been kind of going back and forth with you over the comms in terms of trying to get your loyalty. Although you do get the impression that the two of them not only know each other, you know that part, but also that there is some lingering respect between the two of them. It's some kind of a love-hate relationship that when you're being pursued by a rogue AI, you probably don't have much time to analyze, but there's definitely more than meets the eye with that relationship. But so now, having presented all of that, I will now hand things back over to the party. I will say that you'll have an opportunity to do 1 or 2 actions, each of you, before I ask for some kind of initiative roll. But I will hand things back over to the party first. Yes.
Makes sense to me.
I'm glad it makes sense to you. I don't want to die.
So, where are the drones coming from right now?
So, yes, let me position the drones. There is a new set of threat tokens, by the way, that Alligator Alley has just released. I don't have it yet, but I will be getting it soon, and maybe even this evening. So if I do, I'll use those. But in the meantime, I will stick with the previous existing drones that I was using in Roll20. but they're like 80 monster tokens, threat tokens, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
All right, so all right, so first of all, we've got a bunch of this, not that big. We have a bunch of these guys, and you see these lights winking on, and basically you can see that a lot of these are apparently appearing, if you had to guess, from inside these doors. So basically the doors slide open and these drones are coming out from here, and there are, as I mentioned, a lot of them. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and there's another one here, there's another one here. And there is also, I will mention, the sound of some very loud, like, it sounds almost like like something is moving within these rooms that you can't see, but it sure as hell doesn't sound like a flying, blade-spinning drone. It sounds a lot larger than that.
Great.
So Greg, I see. So there's 3 tokens in here. It's us, but where is Sleepwell?
Sleepwell's here.
Oh, okay.
There's
Never mind.
Sleepwell, and Kaz is up here, and Spindra
okay.
is not here. Spindra's over at the shuttle. So.
Okay. Cool. I'm on my laptop, and it is harder to.
No problem.
See.
So, is it possible, given the navigation system and that we've piloted the ship, or we've set a course for the station to crash, is it possible to get some sort of status display, sync up some piece of information to give an indication as to how long we actually have before we actually crash? Like, is there like, you know, is there something that we can sync up that will give us that information before?
Yes, and in fact, that is when initiative starts. I was going to, well, I don't want to give anything away except to say that yes, that problem will be addressed, or that issue will be addressed momentarily. Basically, when I bring initiative back. And it's not just going to be a countdown for that. It's also a countdown for a certain shuttle to blow up. So...
No pressure at all, though.
Yeah, no. Not in any way would I have created a time clock, because everyone loves time clocks. Yes.
You need to stop playing those Blaze in the Dark games, dude.
I know. Whose fault is that? GM of Blades in the Dark.
All right. I take the blame. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I will hand things over to you. So you folks will have, as I say, a chance to do. Let's say I'll give each of you an action. So you'll each have a chance to do an action before initiative starts. What would you like to do?
So Spindra, remembering the format of the ship, it's basically that right now we're at the format of the ship is kind of like a giant cross, like a T shape, right? And right now we're at the bottom of the T, which is the helm, and then the left part is engineering, the right part is the lab, and then the top, quote unquote, is the hangar bay, where
leading to the docks that are outside. That's correct. And Spindra is at the top of the cross. You were at the bottom of it, essentially.
Yeah, and she said that there's a lot of drones around her as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And they clearly must have gone live at the same time that yours did. So they were there.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a weird idea. Well, it's an average idea, but I don't know how you're going to interpret.
Okay.
So I have this ability called Dimensional Pocket, which, let me see if I can somehow.
This is you've told about this before. This is essentially like a portable hole, right?
It's like rope trick.
Or no, rope trick. I mean, right.
And it says you create an invisible entrance up to 60 feet in the air directly above you that opens to an extra dimensional space, blah, 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 and then you can go into it. If the ship is moving, does that mean that my extra dimensional space is technically in the same spot? And that, is it going to move with the ship? Does that mean at a certain point, if I were to pop out of that dimensional pocket, would I pop out into empty space because the ship is gone?
Yeah, because generally the well, so I was about to say that it would stay in the same place. Theoretically, though, since even a land mass that you were to launch this on, the planet is still technically rotating, right?
Yeah. So I guess it would have magically, or quote unquote magically, in this sci-fi thing, it would probably stay with whatever source of gravity it has.
I agree. I think it'll stay with the source of gravity. However, that's the good news. The bad news is you can go up into it, but you can't travel around within it beyond itself.
Yeah, of course.
You'd end up in the same place when you left. Either way. But
okay.
Yes.
All right. I was just checking about that. If someone else has something, then they can go.
Petra, Aramis, what do you think?
Know what I'm doing, which is that I'm using the impedance ability.
Okay.
This is a rank 1 forging technique.
Okay.
Its description: a pack of micro drones deter and distract up to 3 creatures of your choice within range that you can see.
Okay.
Each creature must make a wisdom saving throw. For the duration, any target that fails his saving throw suffers a -2 penalty to all attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay. And concentration up to a minute, so that means that you'll be able to hold on to this for a while so long as you maintain concentration.
It also says when you use this power at rank 2 or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each rank above 1.
Okay.
So since I have rank 2 stuff, can I do it then at rank 2 and effect 4?
Yep. Now remember, that uses one of your rank 2, spots.
Yes, that uses one of my rank 2 spots.
Yeah.
So those first 4 that are close to us, I would like all my micro drones.
Like them to be impeded, huh? Okay.
And off they go.
I'm curious.
Impede my little drones.
As I'm getting my dice roller up, what do these micro drones look like? I'm just curious.
They look like tiny dragonflies.
That are also carrying large hammers.
With
large hammered drones. For some reason, maybe because just the great Rick Ocasek passed away earlier this week, and I was thinking about the Cars video. All I Want Is You. You might think I'm delirious. Yeah. So there's a whole that whole video has him flying around as a fly because Rick Ocasek was a little weird. Let's be clear. Anyway, that it reminded me of that, except with hammers. Okay, let's
maybe they all look like a tiny Rick Ocasek.
in his honor, right?
In his honor.
Okay, let's see. So, wisdom, right. All right. What is the DC that I'm trying to beat for you, Kat? What is Petra's DC spell saving throw that I need to beat?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the question.
Oh, there's every spell casting / in this case talent, you've got a forging difficulty number. So when they make a wisdom saving throw, they have to meet or exceed a given number. And that's based on your ability. So
it's based on my charisma, isn't it?
I think so, but it would probably also increase your...
I had this mark. It's my proficiency plus my charisma modifier.
Is the other thing. Yes, that's the thing I was going to mention.
Yeah, it's 8 plus your proficiency, which is 3 right now, plus your charisma,
which is 3.
So that'd be 14. So, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds about right for this level too. All right, let's see how they do. So these front 4, right? Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to mark these. Let's see. This one. How do I put that? I guess I'll say they're impeded. So this one to the front left, and this one back here in the back right. These two, no, this one.
Yes, big red X's.
Big red X, they're dead. No, these two have these drones flying around them, and you can see that the drones are like flying into the blades, and the blades are kind of like you hear sparks and kind of they're wobbling. So these two are definitely impeded, if you will. The other two are not apparently affected by it, or at least the drones don't seem to be bothering them.
50. Batting 500.
Yep, that could be a lot worse. You've impeded 2 of them. Okay, and that leads us to, I think, Aramis, and then I'll still need something from Kaz. And I guess whoever is Jaegering tonight, Sleepwell, will need to let me know what you'd like Sleepwell to be doing. But I'll start with Aramis. Aramis, what would you like to do?
I have no clue whatsoever. I can't believe you're calling on me. It's embarrassing. It's
you would like to Tron style leap into the computer and join Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. I am a user. These are just programs, damn it.
End of line. You know what? Speaking of which, by the way, side note, if there isn't a Tron RPG, why is there no Tron RPG?
Why
You'd think
is
there
there
should be a
not?
Tron RPG. Wouldn't it be? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but man, Tron
Should
RPG.
I tell you about the pages and pages of notes that I actually have for a Powered by the Apocalypse version of Tron?
Tron?
That I need
Oh
to
my
compile?
god, dude! Could you please do that so we could do like I could see a light
Let's
cycle
play it.
like on a map? Oh man, I would love that. Anyway, sorry. Go on. I apologize. I don't want to get.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk
talk.
about that, after the stream at some point, because there's been a fair bit of thought about that.
Oh, Tron. Nice. Anyway.
I think what Aramis is going to do. Shoot. I think what Aramis is going to do is he's going to use this. That's his one action.
Aegis. Oh, this is the thing you wanted to expand to everybody, right? Like at the next level.
No, so this is actually just a prime talent.
Okay.
The thing that I want to expand is there at level 6. There's this sort of there's this thing that I can do. It's called Force Shield.
Okay.
And what that does is I can react to any attack on me, and I can boost my AC or boost my saving throw. But at level 6, I can extend something like that to a group in like a 10-foot radius or something like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Right, so that they actually can't get through. So it's almost like a defensive kind of a barrier kind of a thing. So that's what I wanted to do at 6.
All right. Well, let's get you to survive to level 6 so we can use it. In the meantime.
Exactly. Aegis is just a sort of a personal kinetic barrier.
Okay.
And for him, when it happens, he just closes his eyes for a second and he starts to shimmer a little bit with this sort of golden light.
Okay. All right, and so that is going to give you a +2 bonus to your burst save and resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and that's what these things have. Each of these drones you can see, by the way, I would say at least Petra, who's looking at them, and probably Kaz. Each of these are very familiar to you. They look like a kind of standard blade drone. They have, in fact, you may even have seen a version of this on the Lorendi, on the Eos Keldor way back. Basically, they have these blades that spin around and can do serious damage when they're up close and personal, and they have a gun mount which can fire at you from a distance. So they are designed to, one drone is not a big deal. The whatever it is, 12 that you see here, some odd, that's I guess 10 right now that you see here. That's a little bit more rough, but anyway. Okay, so that sounds good. You do Aegis, that's great. And Kaz, what do we have from you, sir? What are you going to do?
My action be to actually, when I look down the hallway that we're going to have to go down, do I see any drones at all?
You do see some. I've got to think if those doors are open. Yeah, I'm gonna say that those doors on the other end of the hall are open, and so you can't see them well, but you can see some blue lights flashing, although it's not clear if they're coming towards you or if they're all going towards what presumably would be, the shuttle, the Malachi shuttle where Spindra is, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to... if I wanted to attack as my action before combat, could I do that?
Yes, you can get yes. You can get a shot off on one of them, yes.
And then as a hunter, when it comes to actually being in initiative, I get a whole bunch of advantages for my first turn in combat.
But that's not. I'm not going to give that as a second option. You will also get that when we actually start initiative. But for this one, it'll just be a standard one.
Got it. All right. So I'll just I'll take a. Let's see. Okay, I'll take a shot at one of the drones nearest to me with my arm pistol.
Okay.
And...
left or right? We going at this guy or at this guy?
I'll go for the second one.
Okay.
At 23 to hit.
That will absolutely hit.
Okay, and that's going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So that hits, and they go. That drone goes like spinning. It is not destroyed, but that's definitely a solid hit. You think you might have even shot one of its blades off, actually. And so it kind of goes spinning around, and you know, it definitely was hit as a consequence of that. As I put in all of these drones. Hold on a second. Okay, and then this one is going to be up like that. Okay, yep.
I will. And how far away is the hangar from where we are? How many feet?
Hi, Garlic
Roughly.
Tofu. The hallway, I have to double check and see what the hallway said. I would say that the hallway is, I think I said it was 50 feet down this hallway, but let me double check. Also, so you know, you get one action, so that was your action. You can decide what you want to do for, you know, next time for sure. But just be aware of that. Okay, let's see. It is. You guys went in a different order. There we go. Yes, so that would be 50 feet to get down there.
Okay. Can I move as a part of this preemptive thing, or is that not going to be until combat?
Nope. Because that's going to be part of combat. You can, but you'll be able to take that obviously as your next act. And I should say that both, since the door to the north, for want of a better word, leading to the hangar, and the door to the south are both open, you theoretically could, if you moved to the middle of this hall, you know, have access to both areas. Firing into the hangar is going to have some negatives because it's the distance and the lighting, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But you could theoretically shoot in both directions. So,
okay.
All right. With that said,
and then for Sleepwell.
For Sleepwell, yes. Tell me what Sleepwell would like to.
Carlos told me that he has just like a simple pistol.
Right.
And
according to his character sheet, he's got a laser pistol and he's got short blades. Those are updated. I'm updating them in the character sheet as of right now based on the thing that he sent me. I'm also updating his prime talents right now so that we have access to them.
Okay.
So that information should be there for you to choose. And I definitely do not want to quarterback Sleepwell at all because the dynamic between his character and Aramis,
that'd be weird.
It would be really odd. So
yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
So. Let me see what he sent me, because something that ultimately may be useful in a situation like this is that EMP pulse thing, but I'm not sure how often he can use that.
Right, I believe the EMP
once
pulse
every short rest.
Yeah, I think that's right. I will double check, but I believe that's right, and I think he's already used his EMP pulse because I think this came up last time.
Yeah. All right, let me look up this spell then.
I would argue that the time in getting into the area and doing what we were doing would count as a short rest.
That would be an interesting argument. It would not be a successful one, but an interesting one.
Well, at this particular point, we can't do anything else if we're going to die. So I'm going to say,
I'm still going to make the argument. No, that is quite a valuable argument, but I will sadly veto it.
Thanks.
Damn it. Okay. But let me just double check on the EMP pulse. Rig expansion. There we go. Blah 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 blah. Rig expansions. Okay. Yep. Finish a short or long rest to use your rig expansion again. Now, beginning at 6th level, you can use your rig expansion twice between rests. So this is another one of those. This will be great in 6th level. You're always fighting the last war, right? Like this is, just so close. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll have Sleepwell shoot using his laser pistol then, I think.
Okay.
Which is going to be dexterity, proficiency, so 5. Okay. Got it. All right. So I'll roll for that.
Okay.
Well, and he has the damage as a -1, which shouldn't make sense. So let me.
The damage is not updated yet. I haven't put the stats in there.
Yeah, it should just be that, which is better. Perfect. Okay, here we go. 6 to hit.
That will not, unfortunately, hit. Sadly, I am sorry to announce as such.
And then he'll go, dang it, and then
And then all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
Okay, let me... Okay. I already rolled this, but just give me 1 second. So that's that. Great. Okay, good. All right, in that case, I am going to turn off Phantom from Space, which I'm enjoying, but the time has come for some Blown Away. There we go. It's time for some combat music. I would like a roll for initiative, please.
Okie dokie.
Whoop, sorry. What? Play Blown Away.
B3.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Thank God for advantage.
I feel like poor Petra is always just kind of like, I'm ready to go soon. Like, eventually I will be. Oh man. Chat, let me know if that's too loud. That may be too loud. I'm thinking it's probably too loud. There we go. All right. Let's see. So we've got an 8 or an 18. Oh, because you get the initiative bonus, so you've got an 18, right?
Yep.
All right. Initiative benefit. Ah, but Aramis has got no such problems. Aramis is like, I knew this was, I predicted this. And then the
that
20
last one
is for Sleepwell.
Yep.
Lovely.
Wait, Sleepwell got a 20? What the fuck,
Yeah.
you guys?
Sleepwell's
He's not really going to be able to use. Right.
Yeah.
It's just like every time I'm like, 3. You know, it's just,
3.
Well, listen,
Look
but
at the
you're the
last one
cleanup
where
crew,
combat
though.
was-
Like, when you go, people die. Like, that's...
I know,
you know.
but it's like there's Sleepwell. He's like zipping around. Yeah.
Listen, if you would also like to be a very fast, enormously squishy Volna engineer, that can be arranged. I mean,
No,
like,
I don't want
you
to
know.
be squishy. He is squishy.
Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. And then the last thing here is... Okay. And let's okay. Let us see. Can you tell me Sleepwell's dexterity score, please? Thank you, Raka.
+2.
Yeah, no, just the raw score. Is it a 14?
Yes.
Okay.
At least according to the current character sheet we have.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. And that's going to be like that. Okay. All right. Now, there is one other little wrinkle that this initiative represents, because as you were all sort of looking up and, you know, firing up and preparing to get started here, Aramis, you look down and you note that there is... Sorry about that. Okay, good. You look down on the panel that you're standing in front of, and you can see there is a number which is counting down.
Damn it.
And it's pretty obvious that the number that is counting down is the length of time before you actually crash into this hulk that you directed the ship towards in the beginning. So as of right now, this is beginning to sort of count down. The equivalent of this, what this is going to basically mean in terms of the equivalent of the round, is that you have a total of 15 combat rounds is what this works out to. 15 combat rounds during which this thing is counting down. You don't know what happens when it reaches 0, but you can take a pretty damn good guess as to what is likely to happen. And so you're talking somewhere on the order of, what does it work out to, about 6 seconds?
15 times 6.
So it's about
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say a little longer than
Each
that. You know
combat
what?
round
You
is
know what?
6
I'm gonna make it a little longer than that. It's not. It should be 2 minutes. So let us make that. Let's round it up to 20. So 20 combat rounds, which is a lot of rounds, by the way.
Cool. Yeah.
But 20 combat rounds seems to be the amount.
Is it a lot of rounds when we have?
We're about to find out.
Anything else? Like seriously?
We're about to
That
find
short
out.
rest,
Aramis, I live in hope, and I begin with you. What would you like to do in these 20 rounds?
protest. No, I would like to file a protest with the gods of the game. I would like to petition them to say, hello, excuse me. I need some divine intervention.
I need some intervention. I'm going to fire back. I'm going to give you the Mr. Spock response in the classic episode, the Doomsday Machine, where he responds to the Commodore is trying to pull rank, and he's like, "You may file a formal protest if we reach a starbase, but you are relieved." Like, that's be like, you may file a formal protest if you survive the space station, but you are dealing with 20 rounds. All right, you're up, Aramis. What would you like to do?
Round 1 of 20.
Round one.
Damn it.
Flight.
All right. Okay. So looking at the setup here, what is happening with these drones? So these drones here, Petra, that you've either distracted or impeded. What is that? What is the effect of that? I mean, it just impedes their movement, or what?
It means they have a -2 attack.
And saving throws, too.
And saving throws.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know what the right choice is here, but let me take a look at something real quick. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so first things first, Aramis kind of looks around at the room, just kind of takes an assessment of the situation, reaches his hand out, and does like a pushing motion, and does this.
Nice. Okay.
And and this is a prime talent, so he just kind of takes the whole feeling of it and just kind of pushes. The thing is going to.
Who's he pushing though? From where his position?
He is pushing. I will mark the one that he is pushing in just a second.
Range on that's 10 feet though, Johnny. You gotta get closer.
Oh shit!
Right now, all you'd be pushing is Petra, which would be kind of funny. But
Which would
go get him!
Par for the course there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. What is this black spot right here that we're dealing with?
Oh, sorry. That's me blocking out a number just for it. There's nothing there. In fact, I guess I'll reveal it. It's just a number.
It's number 4.
It's number 4A.
Hey.
You do not actually see that.
The
on
secrets
the floor,
of the universe. We got it, guys. I know what to do now.
It's now 4A.
So, Aramis, in an uncharacteristic, what looks to be like, him being a little too brave, kind of steps up and just does that whole motion and steps into range and pushes that first drone.
He is now 4A.
I was just gonna say now he's 4A. I was feeling all like snug and smug and being like, haha, I blocked it out. Okay, so you're gonna go there, and you are at full health, Aramis. So I mean, there's always that.
No, I'm not at all worried about being at full health at this particular point. What I'm worried about is the fact that I've got to step in the line, the line of fire kind of thing. So.
Yes, that's that. I don't blame you for that. Okay, so you're gonna aim at the one that is impeded or not impeded.
I'm gonna aim at the one that is impeded.
Okay. That makes sense.
And I have to make an attack. So that's one. Hold on a second. Right. Only 20 plus 6 because she was affected. And where's that roll? How's the 21 do?
That will hit, absolutely. So they need to make, or that one needs to make a strength saving throw at -2. And will absolutely
plus
not.
6 for the.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely not make it. So you affect it for sure. And damage as well, of course.
Hold on just a second.
Mm-hmm. And remember, 5th level, so you got, this is 2d8 damage here.
Oh, it is at 5th level. You are absolutely correct. Thank you for pointing that out.
See, there are good things at 5th level.
There are good things at 5th level, but you know what? I really want to be 6, because 6 would be great.
You know what's even better?
I think it's
6. Yes.
How about 17?
Wow.
Hey, wow.
Where's the extra 6 damage coming from? Sorry.
Hold on a second.
Because I don't see any plus. I just see 2d8.
2d8 plus spell damage, right?
Doesn't say that in the spell description. I will look in the book, but...
All right, well then let's go with 11 then. Fine.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I read that, it doesn't say plus. It just says.
I'm gonna double check it myself, but we can go with 11 for now.
Okay, 11, which is still a hell of a hit. So that thing is going to be hit, and you do a lot of damage. You actually like ram it into the wall, basically. And it kind of, you see sparks flying, a couple of pieces of metal drop to the ground. There's this terrible screeching sound of metal, tortured metal. That thing looks very damaged. Where do you want to push it? Because you can.
I'm going to push it 10 feet back into the next one.
Lovely. I thought you might. Okay. So you push it back into that one, and we will be happy to know that that's going to do some damage to the one behind it. I would like you to
I never quite thought that was going to be the case.
I would like you to roll 1d4, please.
How's a 3?
Nice.
Okay. So yes, that takes a little damage as well, and actually, yeah. So it basically bounces into the wall and then up against this thing. So, so both of them are damaged, and the one that's in front is very damaged. And Erebus, you had moved to do that. I think you still have another like 10 feet of movement roughly, so you could move back or forward. It's up to you.
Oh no, he's getting ready to stand his ground. So he's just going to, as that happens, he kind of pulls his hand down, and then just almost stands at the ready as he kind of looks back towards the rest of the group.
Okay, lovely. That is going to lead us then to Sleepwell is on deck next.
Okay. If I could get the ability to move his token, that would be great.
Done in just a second.
And then I don't know how ballsy I want to make Sleepwell. How ballsy do we want to make Sleepwell, guys?
I say he's pretty ballsy myself, so
He seems particularly ballsy tonight. I don't know why.
What's your vote, Johnny?
Full of ballsiness.
Sleepwell's a brash kid. I mean, he's a little bit arrogant, so I think that he's gonna when he realizes he's got nothing else, he's gonna definitely. Okay. He's also a Volna, so he does have hunter instincts or right. What I would say, aggressive instincts,
right, in his blood. Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for him to just invade the Zoom call with like, "What are you doing?" Never mind, I'll miss deadline. This is what he's gonna actually do.
So he's watching and twitching.
So... Yeah, I know. He's like, no.
Okay, so So he shoots all of his short blades in his laser pistol. No.
He just does Death Blossom,
basically.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Sleepwell, let me check his movement just to make sure, because he's gonna do something interesting here. Oh God. All right. Oh yeah, he's fine. I hope. Okay.
I hope.
So each of these squares is 10 feet, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So if he wanted to go, so Sleepwell is going to, I think the last thing that he would have heard is the ship starts setting on a course towards destruction.
Yep.
Then the lady that he's been trying to help this whole time and communicate with and trying to save and working with himself at cause and the woman and trying to save her, just to find out she's an illusion and realizing his death is impending and this is not the way he should go, is he's going to get that feline rage in his eyes and sees all those drones out there and he wants to get the heck out, so he's going to go, ah! And his claws are going to come out and he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's going to position himself right here in the middle of everyone.
So he's going to just leap through? Okay, so he's going to move around and through. Okay, I'll buy this.
If I can do that.
Okay, so he's going to walk into the middle of these drones, okay?
Yep, and then he's going to cast, let me look. If I can link it through Zoom,
that would... Commit seppuku.
Maybe he does have it. Nope, it's not on the thingamabobber, but I can tell you he's gonna cast Sonic Burst.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which is a spell that when I messaged him, he says that's one of his prime talents that he has left, or that he can cast.
Sonic Burst.
Nice.
Sonic Burst.
You want me to read it out loud?
You emit a burst of sonic energy centered upon you. Each creature in a 5-foot radius must make a Constitution saving throw or suffer 2d6 thunder damage at this level.
Right. And you're excluded from the effect. And the technique emits a thunderous boom. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds.
So I would hope that's all 4 then.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw, and of course, 2 of them are currently
disadvantaged.
Not disadvantaged, -2. But still. All right. So, let's see. Creature 5-foot radius.
And his DC, I think, is higher than some of ours actually.
Should be. Well, actually, maybe should be.
His modifier is a 4 instead of a 3, so his is going to be a 15 DC.
Okay.
Constitution.
All right. Let's see. That one is. Okay, so that one is a fail. All right. Let's see. Okay, so the 3, this one, basically the front 3. So this guy. This guy and the back one here.
Mm-hmm.
These 3 are all fail, so they all are affected by it. The other one back here does make his save, or make it save.
Okay.
So the other ones are going to take 2d6, which you will roll right now. Thunderous boom.
A good old 5 damage to all of them, all 3 of them.
5 damage to all. All right. So let's see. Except that one that's in front. Okay. So. So this one right here goes bouncing off of the wall against sparks flying.
Nice.
You can see damage has been done. This one basically blows up. It hits the wall. It was already really damaged and then just, blows up after that, having taken that damage. This one up here that was already down is also spins into the wall and takes some damage. That looks kind of fairly damaged. And then, as I mentioned, this other one makes it save. And you hear this, and over the comms, you hear Spindra sounding rather breathless, I would say, going, "The hell was that?"
Okay.
And is he staying? And I assume he's staying where he is, obviously.
I think with his movement, yeah.
Okay.
So, and he's just claws out, and he's ready to go.
Claws out and angry. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So you hear this again. This sound of like this sound of. It sounds like something kind of rumbling in each of the rooms. Metal, but it sounds like these large metal steps, like something is like hitting the floor in those other rooms. Definitely seems something like, does not sound like something that any of these blade drones would make the sound of, but you hear that coming from 2 of the rooms.
Which ones, if we can tell?
It is this one and this one. Now you don't know if it's like it's just from there because you can't really see it. You just like because obviously it's you don't have line of sight on those, but
Yeah.
it sounds like it's coming from somewhere in that area. So, okay, that is going to lead us to Kaz.
Okay. Cool. So
Target-rich environment, Kaz.
yes. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm going to just deliver some arm pistol shots.
Okay.
And because it's the first turn in combat, my hunter subclass is stalker, and the bonuses that I get for that is that on my first turn during combat, I have a +10 to my walking speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I use the attack action, I can make 1 additional attack. And then if it hits, I deal additional damage equal to my wisdom.
Okay.
So I can make 2 pistol shots that's also because I ignore reload because of a feat that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take one shot first at the drone that I've already hit.
Okay.
And then can I wait to do the second shot until if I've killed that one?
The question is it one attack action that causes you to be able...
one attack action. So I would have to...
I think you'd have to... If it's one attack action, I think it'd have to be in the same one.
Okay.
Would be the way I would read that.
Or at the same time?
Right, essentially. Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So then, in that case, I'll take one shot at the one I've already injured, and then I'll take another shot at the other closest one.
Okay.
And then because
and also,
just so you know, as another thing as a hunter is that on my first turn during combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not yet acted.
Right, they haven't yet acted. That's right.
So,
okay.
All right. So for the first, the one that I've already injured, rolling with advantage, that's going to be a plus. Okay. Oops. Okay, so let's see if I get the crit, which would be cool. And I don't, but it does an 18 hit?
18 will definitely hit.
Okay, so damage for that one will be 8 points of piercing towards that one.
Exactly, guys. Wait, there's more. And that was on the one that was already injured, right?
Yes.
You'll be happy to know that blows it up.
Perfect.
So this goes as your shot goes right through it.
Okay. And then, I forgot the extra wisdom damage, but it's fine because it's dead. All right. Okay. Then
also its pieces blow up.
Yeah. Second shot at the other one with advantage. That's a 14 or 20 total.
Okay, 20 would hit.
Okay. And then the damage, this time adding the wisdom modifier because of Stalker, is 7 points of piercing damage.
All right. So that's going to damage it. It is not destroyed, but it definitely has been seen better days.
Okay.
And yeah. Are you...
And then...
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. For movement, I'll... normally I have 25 feet, so... but on my first turn, I have an extra 10 feet. So that's 35. Mm-hmm. So I will move... If I move 35 feet straight up the hallway, will I basically kind of be in the middle of the T?
Not quite. I'm just visualizing it. No, not quite in the middle of the T. You would be close.
Almost there.
If you moved up the hall, you'd be close to the door on the other end of this hallway that leads to because remember, you've got... And I actually, when you talked about T, we need to rephrase that a little bit, because the hangar is actually... The corridors are in the hangar or off of the hangar. So it's not, left, right, center, and then to the north is the hangar. It is the hangar, and then it comes off left, right, and bottom. So basically, you will be right at the edge of the hangar if you go to the north.
Got it. So, okay. So, and how far away would I be from the hangar entrance then?
If you went 35 feet north, you would probably be about 10 feet, I would say, from the entrance to the
and there's a whole bunch of drones there?
Yes, apparently. Okay. It's a little more vague, but you think so, yeah.
All right. Then I want to kind of move so that I have an equal level of distance of drones towards...
Sort of on either side? Okay.
Yeah, on either side, basically.
Okay.
However far that would be.
Okay. If you move to sort of the middle of the hallway, you're going to definitely be able to still get shots back down this way. It'll be a little bit more vague in the other direction, but possible. Hey, JLC.
Okay.
Okay. And now the bad guys go, or at least the drones go. So, first of all, this buzzsaw situation, they are going to attack the snarling cat.
Okay.
Not our cat, the snarling cat in the game. Okay. And let's see. All right. Let's see. With its scything blades, first one is going to miss. That second one, it's at a -2 for attack, right? Petra, that impedance is -2 to attack. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be a 14 on Sleepwell's
That misses.
AC.
His is 16.
Okay. And the third one is going to hit critically.
Of course.
It comes in with its blades. And that is going to do 8 points of damage to Sleepwell as the blades kind of carve in. You hear him scream in anguish. Yes, or that. Or also is also possible. So, okay. Then these two are going to come out here. Let's see. And these two are going to fire at you with their gun mounts, Kaz, through the open door. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, all right. The first one is a 15.
Yep, that hits.
And the second one is a critical hit.
Yep.
Welp.
Bye, guys.
No.
Let's see. That is going to end up being 12 points of damage.
I am down.
So you were at -6, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so Kaz drops. And that is going to put him... Yep. There's the big red X. See, Cat? It's just a matter of waiting, and then eventually you get that. No, he's not completely dead. He's only mostly dead. So
Pining for the fields.
we will be dealing with these other sort of saving throws in just a moment. So they fired at you. These two that come out, what are they going to do? I think because of where the spot is, they're going to come here, and they're going to fire also at Sleepwell from where they are. Let's see. So we're talking 10 is not going to do it, I don't think.
No.
And you said, and then the last one is a 17?
That does hit.
Just a glancing blow, though. Only 2 points of damage that he takes. All right. And that is the drones' turn. And that is going to lead us to Petra. You may not be able to see that Kaz has gone down, but you can definitely see that Sleepwell's in a world of hurt. What would you like to do?
How far can I move and attack?
You should be able to get 25. I think your movement's 25. So you would definitely be able to get to this first row easily.
Okay, so I am moving up to here. I have... I'm using my infused strike, which causes my weapon link to erupt with cosmic energy upon striking a target.
Okay.
Cosmic.
I love it. Cosmic.
So
That's cute.
it will
yes.
do, let's see, in addition to the weapons damage, we'll do 2d8 for, basically we'll do 2d8.
Okay.
All right, so let us roll. Now's the time for inspiration. People on Twitch.
Inspiration.
This entire session.
The entire session will be need for inspiration. Don't forget, you'll also want to make sure you inspire Kaz in terms of his death saves. That also would be nice.
12.
12 is not going to hit.
I think your to hit bonus is usually higher.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Do I get a proficiency bonus on that as well?
Oh yeah, if you're attacking.
Okay, so that's a 3, so it's a 15.
15, that hits.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that sounded closer.
All right, so that is, let's look at this again. It's 1d8 plus another 2d8, so it's 3d8.
Wow.
All right. And remember, I can re-roll 1s and 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
Wow!
Oh, nice.
Welcome back, Kat.
Welcome back. Right. And you were aiming at this one, right? This one that was right above you.
Yes, and
okay.
I basically believe I smack it down the hall.
You do. You blow it into next week. It absolutely blows up. How old am I? 47. I just turned 47, actually, Club Penguin. So you blow it the hell up. And it goes smashing down, whoosh, pieces flying down the hallway. Okay. It is down. You now can see I would say probably make a perception check for me, actually, Petra. This doesn't count as an action. I'm just asking you to do it separately. I can change it back. You know what I'll do? What I'll do just for you, second
9.
ops. There we go. I'll change it that way. I changed it that way. There you go. No, we got that. Let's see. Okay, 9. All right, then you just see a lot of movement. Your drone's impeding and a bunch of others. So,
Okay.
Okay. So, let's see. Okay, cool. Thanks for doing that, Johnny. Okay, so you've got that. You have a second attack, I believe. Yes.
Oh God, yes. Holy cow.
Yeah, second ops. This is actually called Chase Pulse Faster. So.
So strike 12.
12 is not. Well, let me see. Actually, no, 2. It's attack rolls. So yeah, 12 is not going to do it. I should have asked you which one you were attacking. This one or this one.
Whichever one is closest would be the answer.
Okay, probably this one. But that is actually a miss, not by much.
Okay.
But you do manage. But you do swing and miss with your hammer, unfortunately. And I don't think you have a lot of movement left actually after you arrive there. So, all right. So that is going to bring us to the top of the round. The sound you hear a rather pleasant female voice say, "Warning. 1 minute and 40. 1 minute as I calculate what I need to do. 1 minute and 54 seconds to impact." And then you hear almost coming over that you hear that voice, and then, "Not that it much matters, because I am going to destroy you, all of you." And you were down to 19 combat rounds. Aramis, that's going to be you.
Oh no.
With sleep well on deck.
Aramis kind of perks his head up to the side, kind of looks at that and goes, "Aren't you cute?" And stepping up, he's going to angle himself, or he's going to get right into range of this particular one right here.
Okay.
And he's going to do the following. He's going to swing his arm around as if like he's just kind of taking his hands and putting them together. And as he does that, he creates a proton blade. And this just shimmering blade just appears between his two hands,
Okay.
hilt right, sort of like in his hand, and the blade sort of extends out. And he comes in and he makes a slashing motion at the drone right in front of him.
I love it.
And so, give me this. Let's see.
And let's remember that that's a concentration spell, so that's fine. Just
Whoa!
That is
Wow.
a concentration spell.
You concentrated pretty hard. That is 100% a hit.
And so as he does that, he kind of brings it down, and then 1d6 for damage. And yeah, it doesn't. I mean, he just drops a little antenna off the thing, but he's feeling pretty good about himself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yes, that does damage. Oh, thanks for taking a year off my age, Rock God. But no, I'm 47. I was 46. 1972. Okay. So, all right, you do that, and you are now in range of this drone. And that is going to lead us to Sleepwell.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to what I'm doing. What else I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So Sleepwell, you are up. What would Sleepwell like to do?
All right. Let me look here. Okay. Oh. Of course. Okay.
What is the most angst-ridden thing he can do, Sarah?
Well, I think. Yeah, he just wants to get rid of the stuff that's next to him. So, he's also hurt though. So I think he's gonna heal himself.
Just starts yelling out Cure songs at the top of his lungs, just like.
Oh, he doesn't have any healing spells left though.
He doesn't have any talents left.
Yep.
Never mind. Points left. So
okay, yeah, we're all in that situation. Okay, so he's going to pull out his short blade then. Let me double check.
Do any of you, by the way, have any of those healing ampoules left? I just wanted to, because you did have those from before, but I don't know.
What do you mean?
The healing ampoules are basically like these essentially like med syringes that act like healing potions.
Those are old.
You had them before, but you may have used a bunch of them. I don't know.
I don't think I have any.
I think that I have 2.
Okay.
But then I also have my ability to heal people, which I don't think you, unless you guys used it last time.
I don't think you did.
Still
I don't think we did.
25 points worth of healing ability there.
Okay.
The short blade actually is finesse, so it can use his dexterity.
Okay.
So I will do that instead. That makes it a little better. So he's going to pull out his short blade.
Okay.
And he's going to hit. He's going to hit the one that is behind him in front of Armis.
Okay.
With his short blade.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he gets 2 attacks, but we'll go for 1 here first. So, gosh, that's a 7 to hit. Well, do we have flanking?
No, not he does not.
Okay.
Remember that this is as fighter classes may get something like this, but Sleepwell is definitely not going to have flank ability.
Okay.
On his. So unfortunately, a 7 is not going to get it done.
All right, and then
he swings but misses. It sort of moves around him erratically.
All right, I don't think he has an extra attack, but let me just double check. Whoops. Okay. Still trying to find it. Where engineers in the book? Aha, okay, engineer. My PDF is loading very, very slowly. Yeah, he does not. Okay, so magnetic pulse. All right, I'll have to look into that. Okay, then he can't do anything else other than move, which he can't because.
Yeah, I mean, he could disengage from one theoretically. Like he could move like in front of Petra or behind Petra theoretically.
Okay.
If he wished, without.
I'll do that. He'll go
here.
Then.
Behind her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's his turn.
All right, so you hear this sound again, this kind of this very loud sound, and now you hear something slam against. It sounds like it's like it almost feels like something is slamming against the bulkhead at first, but then you realize that something is slammed against the interior walls of something, maybe the rooms above, but all of you kind of feel the area around you shake slightly.
Okay.
And that is going to lead us to Kaz, who, when last we left our hero, he was lying on the ground dead. So we now have to do death saves. Now, again, I want to remind everybody, inspirations. If you have inspirations, Kaz Moritis is in danger of shuffling off this mortal coil and pining for the fjords. So
becoming a literal part of a star in the future. Just cosmic dust.
Very nice. All right. Okay. Waiting. Okay, so you know the drill. Gonna make a medicine check.
Is it medicine or is it just a D20?
Well, it is medicine.
It is?
It's, oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that's if someone's trying to stabilize you. Never mind, sorry. My fault. Yeah, just a D20. Flat D20.
That is one fail.
That is one fail. Yes. One death failure. All right. You sink further into the stars.
Flicker a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. All right. Now it is their turn. So, let's see. This one is going to fly towards Aramis. And it is going to try to cut you with its blades. But I don't think that is going to do it because that is a 8 to hit, which I'm going to guess is not enough. Right, Aramis?
He's shaking his head no.
Oh, okay, because I can't see. I have like a million windows up. Okay, you're shaking your head no. Got it.
No, it's all no. He doesn't.
Okay. So then this second one comes in and engages basically both Petra and Sleepwell, and it's going to try to blade away at Sleepwell, and that is a I think it's a 15. 15.
That does not hit Sleepwell.
Okay, because he has a 16, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and actually, now that I think of it, he would have had a -2 anyway, because it's so, never mind. It would have been less than that regardless because of the impedance. These two, however, are not so much in the same position. These one are both going to come in and try to attack you, Petra. They zoom in and try to hem you in. We have a 21 and a 17.
Both of those hit.
Okay. So...
And I'm already at 36 points.
That is going to be 11 points of slashing damage between the two of them as these blades cut into you.
So I'm at... Say that, it's 11 points?
So 25.
So I'm at 25 now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then these are going to move this way. Basically turn around and start moving back towards you. These two, I think, are going to stay where they are, but this one is going to attempt to fire at you with its gun mount, Petra, in between the two flying blade drones here. And that is an 18.
Well, that
to hit.
Does hit.
That's going to be 3 points of damage from that
3.
one as that shot hits.
Okay.
Okay, and you are now up, Petra.
I am looking up a spell real fast. An ability real fast.
Is it destroy swarm of blade drones? Because that...
I don't know which page that one's on. I'm looking actually at ramming strike.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do a ramming strike.
Okay.
So the first time you hit with a melee weapon attack during this power's duration, your weapon explodes with a crushing force that is audible within 300 feet of you, dealing an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target.
Okay.
And then if the target is a creature, which it is not, so that doesn't affect anything.
Now, one quick note, Petra, that is also a concentration spell. So if you do that, it means you're going to have to drop your impedance.
Oh. I don't want to drop my impedance, so I'll just hit.
Okay. I mean, there's only one left that is impeded at the moment, but I'm just letting you know that you can't have two concurrent concentration ones. So.
The other thing that I want to do is I want to try to get to Kaz to heal him. So I'm going to keep moving, and I'm going to hit one of these guys.
Okay, one like in front. Okay, so let's deal with the one. You're going to have to get through this one to do that. So so let's move you back and have you fight this dude in front of you. And if you hit him and kill him, then you can move through. How unfair. All right, so I will hit him. I would say this with positivity. I like to use my feet win D&D, yes. That's it. 21! Yeah, there you go. Absolutely hit. All right. So that's... 1 million damage.
1 million damage.
10 points.
10 points.
Basically.
Yeah, not quite destroyed, but this was fresh when it came up to you, but you slam it, bangs into the wall, sparking wildly, kind of erratically floats in front of you, the blade's still spinning. Very damaged, not destroyed yet. Okay. So... But you got that second attack, though. Then that's what I'm going to do. If you really want to get through it. For when you absolutely positively need a blade drone to go away. 22! Damn, that's 100% a hit. See, your initiative rolls aren't there, but the attack rolls are, so... Yeah. You really are. And a 4. Oh, no, but I get to re-roll that. Okay.
Yeah. You sick Ashen Forge. Look at you.
Seriously. 7.
Yeah, again, you blow this the hell up. Just pieces fly everywhere. Now, if you want to move towards it, so here's the deal with this. These things could take, like you can move up to here, basically, And these things could take attacks of opportunity against you if they choose. This one right now is focused much more on Sleepwell and is also dealing with the impedance, so it's not likely to. But either one of these two could get an attack of opportunity on you as you go by.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and move up as far. Can I get to there?
You can get to this dude for sure.
That's where I'm going.
All right, so both of those are gonna swing with their blades. So we've got a 13.
Yes, that hits.
And then an 8.
8 does not hit.
Okay, so 8 does not hit. You only have an AC, a 13 AC, really, Kat?
I have a 12 AC.
Oh, what? Really?
What armor are you wearing?
I don't know.
I am naked.
I would. Okay, I mean, in the meantime, I will roll the damage, but I would double check that. That seems low to me.
Remember the dex may affect that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
There's also the fact that we really haven't gone on a equipment buying mission since the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
you make a good point.
Go to the mall.
Not like we don't need some downtime.
Yeah,
or anything.
our last vendor was the guy with the laser dog.
We
Right.
must go to the
Back
sporting
in
goods
Cultivaria.
store.
That's right.
Okay. So that one is going to do 3 points of damage as you go by with its blade.
So I'm now at 19.
Yep. And the other one, as I said, misses. So now you're up top with this thing. Okay, so you're engaged with that. You can see Kaz lying on the ground. His star is flickering, as they say. All right, and we go back to the top of the round. You hear again 1 minute and 48 seconds, or whatever it is, you get the idea, remains. And until death, it then says. Okay, Aramis, you were up. You now have this line of like 5 drones basically in front of you, and one other one which is blocking Petra off. She seems to be heading north with some urgency.
Aramis kind of looks over at Petra and goes, "Thanks," and immediately initiates push.
Okay.
And on that first round.
Right. So go ahead and make that ranged channeling attack.
How about a 10?
A 10 is not going to be enough, unfortunately. So
Unbelievable.
Hit by it. Yep, it's not quite that low AC wise. So unfortunately, your push goes slightly off. Instead, you push Sleepwell into the wall, knock him unconscious.
Oh, thanks.
Just
thanks.
joking.
Yeah. Get Carlos pissed at me when he comes back. I see how it is.
What is happening? Okay. So, are you staying where you are, Aramis? I assume.
I definitely am.
Okay. That's going to lead us then to Sleepwell. Zach is up next. And Hepswitch, this is Esper Genesis, which is a fairly new space opera science fiction game that is based on D&D 5th edition rules. It's a pretty awesome game. We are sponsored by the company, but they are awesome. Even if we weren't sponsored, I think I would still say that. And yes, these are D&D 5e rules, but it is got a lot of variations for the space version of this. Okay, so what would Sleepwell like to do?
All right. For the rig expansions, let me see. Oh, okay, got it. All right, never mind. Cool. Sleepwell is going to, if he moves, okay, what are the repercussions if he moves here?
No repercussions so far. That is not provoking any attack, because this one over here is dealing with Aramis and is not really in range of Sleepwell.
Okay.
If he tries to move further north, then this one could get an attack on him, theoretically.
Yeah. All right, so he's going to go about here, and I think he's going to do that sonic burst again, and hopefully get these two right in front to his right.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, well, I guess technically it's up to you, because if it's a 5-foot radius, then that would, I don't know if you're counting diagonals for that radius, because if he was in this bottom part of the 10-foot, that might get the lower one, the middle one, but it also could possibly get that one.
I think that's not quite there. I would say these two for sure. I think. Well, so yeah, if you moved a little farther north, you could. But if you move a little farther north, then as I just mentioned,
I would try to get. I would risk getting Petra.
Well, yeah, that's true, and also you would risk getting an attack of opportunity also.
Yeah.
You'd be moving out of the threat range of that other one. So.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'll just do what I can for these two to his right then.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, what's up, Kevin?
They have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
With one of them at a -2.
Right. Let's do that guy first. Let's see. What's the DC?
15 for sleep well.
Well, even the one with disadvantage does actually make it just. The other one also makes it because they're not at -2. So both of them are going to make it. So they are not sonic bursted.
Yep. Okay, and then he'll just stand there because he can't do anything else. He's just walking around and he's just blowing up with sonic energy trying to get these things to burst.
Yep. Like, why don't you blow up? Why won't you die? Okay. All right. So you again hear this like booming crashing sound coming from those rooms on both sides, and then Kaz, it's time for your second roll. Now, chat, there is a risk here. If he were to crit fail here, that would be
5% chance.
2 death failures, and that would mean that he would be dead. So
Dead.
there is a danger here. So if you have inspiration that you would like to provide to Cosmoritis to keep him up and functional, this might be a time to use it. Just saying.
Although if you only have one and you're willing to use it, I would save it for the next one because the chances very much increase if I fail this one.
True. Although if you get a crit success, you're actually back on your feet, basically.
Oh, I guess so.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Those Infinity and Beyond guys don't need it. They don't need it at all. Screw them.
Waiting for it. All right, it looks like Chad has decided that you're not home to upgrade your subscription. Coven. Okay. Let's see. Oh, in terms of how long we're going, let's see. So we started. I think the plan was to go until about 11:45 or so, which would be about another hour and 10 minutes or so. That is what we're looking at. Because it'll be 3 hours from when we started. Okay. Right. It looks like people have decided to put you in the hands of fate, Kaz.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
All right, better. 1 success. Woo! 1 success, 1 failure, all right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. If I die, by the way, I think it would be cool and thematic, but it's still stressful.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's for sure. I totally get that. Okay. Now the bad guys go. These two are both going to attack Petra since she is up in their grill, somewhat literally. And so they are both going to attack her with their blades. One of them is going to get a 13.
Which hits.
And then the other one is going to get an 11.
That misses.
All right. So that's 1 hit, 1 miss. That one is only going to do 3 points of damage. They have not been getting a lot of damage ones. Yeah, so that, unfortunately, so 3 damage to you on those 2.
Okay, I'm at 16 now.
That's the good news. The bad news is that this other guy that's behind you is also going to attack you. Since it's floating. But that's actually only going to get an 11, so that's also going to miss you. So,
nice.
So that was not a great round for them. Now the ones on Sleepwell. Apparently they saved it for Sleepwell. That's going to be a 20, non-natural.
Okay.
And then we're looking at a 17 is the
that
other
also
one.
hits.
All right. So that's going to be 3 for the one. He's to the north door and he's lying on the ground dead. Or closing on
unconscious.
9 points of damage to Sleepwell, which I think brings him down to 1.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so he's not in great shape, obviously. And then the one is going to attack Aramis, also with blades 13.
He's nodding yes.
He's nodding yes. Okay. Is that counting
Yes, 13.
Aegis? That doesn't improve AC, right?
That only
resistance.
dissipates after the first round.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's like you cast
right.
it. It lasts that round, the next round, and then it dissipates, and I have to take an action to actually put it back up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you count for the -2 for that one drone?
Yes, I did.
Against?
Yeah, I did.
Making sure.
It had it had like a 19 or something. So, okay, he's so close to Days Gone Ethereal. Okay, you're gonna take 3 points of damage from that, Aramis, which I think is actually the first time you've taken damage in the last couple of fights. Like for all of this nonsense, somehow you've avoided like.
No, that's actually not true. I did take some damage, and it was Sleepwell's mass heal that basically brought me back up to full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Rock God, yeah, that's what Petra's trying to do. She's basically trying to ram her way through to get to him. And speaking of Petra, it's her turn now.
Hooray.
And so these things are dropping. You are damaging a lot of them, and the one above you is definitely damaged.
So I want to hit this one in front of me and move through it.
Okay.
So,
If you hit it and destroy it, you'll be able to do that.
well, surely this will happen. How about a 19 again?
Absolutely will hit.
Okay. And that is a 5.
Okay, 5 points of...
Actually, is it a 1 or a 2 with the great weapons? So then I will reroll. Glad we are remembering this time. Aha!
That's good, because 5 wouldn't have destroyed it, but 10 sure does.
10 will.
So you blow it the hell up. Again, sparks, metal go fly everywhere.
Okay.
And now you can move forward. Now, this one that's down here is not paying attention to you. It's focused on Sleepwell. So it's just this one here that could get an attack if you just run past it.
I'm just running past it. I can get 25 feet?
You can. So that means you could get pretty much almost up to him, close anyway.
So to there.
Yeah, because let's see, 5, 10, 15. No, you know what? You can get up to him because of where you were. Because this is 10. Oh, no, I take it back. 10 feet. I'm sorry.
Oh, make up your mind.
No, I take it back. I'm sorry.
God.
I beg your
Another
pardon.
thing, technically, though, anyway, is that I said with my movement that I had moved in the middle of the hallway.
Right, so you're a little farther north than that.
I'm even farther than...
You'll be able to get to him next turn, but not this turn.
But he has like one arm, and it's stretched out really far.
Reach! Okay, meanwhile...
My energy in my suit has started like leaking out, and like technically a little drop of me is right next... I'm just kidding.
It's like a puddle.
And you could just heal his star energy, because that'll be safe.
Right.
So,
all right.
the creature, as you run by, the drone attacks, but gets a 7 only, which is not going to be enough to hit you.
Nice.
So, misses wildly. Okay. We bring up to the top. We tick down another round. We're now sitting at 17. And it is now Aramis's turn. Aramis, there are 5 of these now that you can see that are left.
What? No snarky comments?
This one that does not say anything this time. Just it does say like 1 minute and 30 whatever seconds, but it doesn't say anything snarky.
He's too focused on killing us.
Apparently.
Exactly. And then with a little bit more effort this time, he initiates another two-headed push.
Two-headed. Really putting his all into it this time. Hey, see? That's all you needed.
Nice.
Yes, that will definitely do it. Okay.
All right, so let's roll the 2d8. And I'm sure it's going to hit some drones behind it, because there's like 3 other ones right in the way. About 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm definitely pushing it back into the next drone.
Okay, so it has already been damaged, so that's done more to it for sure. And you are going to slam into the one behind it, so go ahead and roll 1d4.
Come on. There we go. Shit.
1 point of damage. A glancing blow. But it does
Another
do a
point of
bit.
damage.
It does do a little bit of damage. Just a little bit. Just a soupçon.
Tiny.
Okay. But nonetheless, that one that's right in front of you looks in very bad shape now. Okay. And that, since you can't move anywhere... Well, actually, you could move back or forward if you wish.
No, he's going to hold this position.
Okay. Then Sleepwell is up. Sleepwell of the single hit point.
Yeah. Am I in a prime position to do another sonic burst and possibly hit all 4 of these?
You would, yes, I would say where they are right now, you could hit all 4. Yep.
I will go out with a bang.
All right, literally. Go out with a boom, I think you mean.
Yeah,
all 4 of them. Can you do a little Guile Sonic Boom for me? Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Da, 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 da.
So, all 4 of them have to make Constitution saving throws, one of them with -2.
All right, let's see how they do. Let's start with the one that's in front. The one that's in front misses. Maybe it's too busy being thrown back by Aramis's push. The one at -2 fails horrifically. The one right next to Sleepwell fails, and the one to the north of him fails. So only this one right down here succeeds, but all the other ones are hit.
Let me double check the damage real quick. So 2d6 thunder damage.
Okay.
7 points of thunder damage.
7 to all. Okay. So, let's see. So the guy that was originally run into looks to be in pretty bad shape. The one directly opposite to you. I just realized I hadn't killed a bunch of those guys. There we go. There. The one directly opposite to you is blown up. As the sonic burst hits it. And this one to the north also blows up as the sonic burst hits it. So you have now 3 that are left. Basically 2, one of that are pretty fresh or completely fresh, and one that's in very bad shape.
Okay.
So yeah, now the question is, now what?
If I wanted to move,
right.
What the benefit would be. He's gonna stay put.
Okay. That is going to lead us to the next round, and you hear this sound again, this sort of smashing sound. Petra, you hear it sort of most closely. And then you hear a soft voice saying, "That's very impressive. I can see why they sent you here. I suppose now that you've removed the little gnats that I sent in your direction, it's time for the larger creatures. Perhaps a few of the, what do you call them? Cockroaches, then." And coming out of the doors are 2 very large drones.
Oh,
no! So these dudes basically have, as you're looking at them, they seem to be what look like almost huge combat suits, because in the top of them, if you're looking at it correctly, is what looks like the head of one of those biohorrors, as if the biohorrors have been suited up and are now in these big combat things. Easily like 7'5", each of these, like stomping through. And every time they hit the ground, you hear this, right? They exit the doors, and they look north and south, and one begins to head this way, and the other one, Petra, is heading towards you.
of course. All right.
And that is going to lead us up to Kaz. All right, so here we are, chat. Kaz is at 1 death save, 1 death failure.
No.
And Petra is 20 whatever feet away. Is chat going to attempt to inspire?
I have an idea. If I can get back up, I have an idea. Too.
At the moment, though, you have mostly just an exposure to the
mostly
cosmos.
Just nothingness.
Yes.
Nonstop again. Hey, look, he'll be fine. I'm just letting you know. Poor Nonstop, who's been like the self, the cause savior for all of this stuff.
Yes, thank you, Nonstop. You've kept me going nonstop for.
She's kept me nonstop going. Kept you nonstop going. All right. All right, chat, going once, going twice. Oh, he's inspired him. There is an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
the inspiration.
Now that's I don't know what that would be.
So you're rolling. You're rolling at advantage. So rolling 2 20-sided dice, and you'll take the higher result. and see what we do.
Okay.
Thanks, Nonstop.
Well,
good stuff.
That was the first one, 19. It's very good.
That's very good.
Okay, so we'll
that
take
would have been
19.
bad. So that's good. 1 death failure and 2 successes. Look, you're only 1 success away from stability, or optionally 2 away from utter death. Good work there, Death Nonstop. All right, I almost called you Death Stop. That is kind of what happened. Though. I mean, it's kind of Death Stop.
Yeah. I guess.
All right. So now the small little guys are going to go. These guys are going to go in this way. These 2 are actually going to go towards you, Aramis, but this one is going to head towards Sleepwell. Let's see. That is going to be a 10, which I think is not going to hit Sleepwell, I believe you said. And then the other 2, we have a, let's see, 16 minus, so a 14 against you, Aramis.
14's going to hit.
And a 16 against you.
Yeah, definitely going to hit both of them.
For 6 points of damage and 4 points of damage. So 10 points of damage there as the blades carve into you.
You're muted, Johnny.
He was basically like, damn it, son of a...
No. So as the first one hits, right, Aramis is going to react with, let's see if I can post this in chat, Force Shield. At second, you can summon the second level. When you are hit by an attack or fail a saving throw, you get a reaction of 1d6 to add your result for your bonus to your AC, blah, 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 blah. So, This is the first time I'm using it. So it's going to be 1d6. So my AC went from 11 to 16.
Right. So that would definitely not hit then in that case. So, and in fact,
so
now that's just for that one attack, right?
Yeah. So that's for the first attack. So that 6 is not going to hit.
Okay.
That 6 damage is not going to hit. So he's going to take the 4 damage and not the 6.
Okay. Now you technically, because it says you can use it a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, you could use it a second time when the other one hits you. I don't know if you want to save that because these big boys are here, or if you don't want to, but.
Yeah, the big boys are definitely a problem. So let's go ahead and just say, yeah, we're gonna save the other one.
What do you mean about?
So Aramis is down to 21.
Hey, what's up, Shadow? Okay, 21. Right, got that. What do you mean the small font? What font are you talking about? Do you mean this font up here? The spell description. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Second Knobs. Let me increase that a little bit. Is that easier to read? Because I don't want to go like nutso, but that's a good call. Is that easier? Yeah, thanks. Good call. Thank you for letting us know. Right, okay. And good. All right, so that was on Aramis. Both of those, we talked about those. And the other one was Sleepwell, and that's going to lead us to Petra.
All right. I think that I should be able to move to get to Kaz this time.
Yes, but you may take an attack opportunity from this dude who is coming from your south.
Well, but he's not to me yet, so I'm just moving out of his way, Greg.
Okay, you're just moving north. You're just getting out of his way.
I'm going this way, and I'm going to heal Kaz.
Okay. All right, you will get to him.
So tell me, with the medical ampules that we had, how much do they heal?
Right. So the healing ampules will, I want to say it's 2d4 plus
one?
2, but let me just double check. Here,
There's
she has 2.
them.
Oh. Now, here's the other thing, though.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't believe it works on him. Although you do have your charged coil, don't you?
So
I do, but interesting fact is, you know what the coil is currently charged with?
Oh wow.
Poison.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're
So-
right.
This
You're right, Kat.
Poison.
You're literally right. Well, in a way, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but Kat, so you know, because I was talking about this as Kaz was wandering around, he was making a big fuss about charging his coil or not.
Mm-hmm.
So Petra would know that pretty much the only way, and I'm not sure in the future if Kaz is still alive, he's going to become an engineer and invent Bellare healing. But right, he has to keep charging this singular coil to heal himself, and you could pull it off of his body and use it to basically resuscitate him. But you would know, because he's been complaining, that his coil is currently charged with the AI that's trying to kill us.
So can I use my regenerative force?
Oh.
Because I have a regenerative pool with which I can restore a total number of hit points equal to my Sentinel level times 5.
Ah, yes.
That is on page 93.
Space Paladins compel you. All right.
But it also says living tissue.
Yeah.
But surely, if any of the Alligator Alley guys are here, that was a typo, and they meant living / star tissue.
Unfortunately, though, if you
Brian, tell me you're here.
Please override. No, unfortunately, it says the feature has no effect on automatons or constructs, and technically, he would fall into that description.
Either.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I thought I could heal you, and I don't think I
it's all
can.
good.
You
Let me
can,
see.
despite that, though, stabilize him. Even if you don't heal him, you can try to stabilize him. So
I'm going to stabilize him.
If you roll just a basic medicine check and you get a 10 or above using that medicine check, then you will stabilize him, and that just means he'll be out of danger.
Or
do I have any?
Or you can try the coil and hope for the best.
Charge me with a coil and see what happens.
Boy, any phrase like "see what happens" is not really high on my list. Do I get an intelligence plus on medicine, or no, wisdom plus?
Well, yeah, it should be based on your wisdom bonus, I think.
Okay,
Sometimes if you had medicine trained, then it would be proficiency as well, but since not, then probably just...
Well, I'm trying to type it into the Twitch window. For some reason, is not recognizing that. It's like unrecognized command. Oh, god damn it. How about an 8?
An 8 is unfortunately not going to do it. He is not stabilized.
But I don't make him worse.
Yeah, yes, you can do him. No. You do not make him worse.
Okay.
So he is not... You feel his star energy beginning to slip away from you.
The star energy is ebbing. Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we are back up to the top. You hear, you have 1 minute and 35 seconds of death remaining to you. And so we are down to 16 combat rounds. Aramis, you are up.
Not funny.
And Spindra says, guys, how is it going in there? And you hear this, pew, pew, pew. You hear laser blasts coming over the comms.
Hey, Spender, how long before we got the reactor to blow?
And she says, and she's looking at the, you hear a false sound for a minute. And she says, about 1.5 minutes, I think, which for the record is less time than what your computer is telling you out here.
No.
Well, it was a boring conversation anyways. And he does push again on one of the drones.
Okay.
The one that's impeded.
The one that's impeded, okay. I
Yep.
think it's been impeded for a long time. All right. Go ahead and do that.
And I imagine a 10 is not going to hit.
10 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think you've been about 50-50 on those pushes.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it does not. You do not succeed. Okay.
If I move, if I move back, will they get
Not if you just move out
to...
5 feet. If you disengage just back 5 feet, they would not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to disengage like that.
Okay. You can do that, and I will solve your... Why am I looking like I'm problematic? There you go. See? You're fine. There's no white smudges all over you. Yeah, those drones are slippery.
Thanks.
Okay. That is going to lead us to Sleepwell, who has got a point remaining. And he's got 1 drone on him and 2 big ones heading his way.
Okay. Oh, are the 2 big ones heading towards Sleepwell and Armus?
One of them is heading towards Petra. The other one is heading towards Sleepwell and Armus.
Oh. Man. Okay.
That feel when the party is in a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have done. I mean, you've torn up a bunch of these drones. Like, you know.
The ones, the two ones that are below Sleepwell, are they focused mostly on Armis?
Yes, they seem to be focused on Armis. The only one that's really focused on him right now is the littler one. Sorry, the littler one. What? The one the closer one, the one that's above him.
Okay, he's gonna go for the short blade again.
Okay.
Or the short blade against that one in front of him.
Okay.
Which is gonna be I can do that through the sheet. Of course, natural one.
Not, unfortunately, that is a miss.
Okay, so given his situation then, he's going to, is this door open?
That door is closed. It might not be locked though.
If he wanted to try to go through it, is that an action? Or is that just using
it would be part of his move. I would, unless it's locked. If it's locked, then he's going to be. Otherwise, he could just open it and move through it as part of the move action.
Okay.
But he will take an attack of opportunity from that thing as he leaves. Yeah,
of course. Well, given that he has all the stuff heading towards him anyway, I think he's gonna try to go through the door.
Okay. All right. You'll be happy to know that it rolls a 7. So it does not hit him.
Okay.
The blades miss him narrowly.
He's going to go as far into the room as he can.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming then it would also be an action. It would be an action to like move in and then lock the door behind him.
It would. Yes, it would not be an action to move in and just like if he goes through, moves, and like hits the close button, not lock, but just close it behind him, he could do all that as part of his move. But if he wants to lock it, yes, that's going to take an action.
Okay.
An additional one.
And the controls for the door are right next to it?
They are not, but as he goes in, you actually see what looks like 2 rather large computer panels. Like one of these actually looks like almost like a big flat panel that's kind of tilted upwards to allow access with a bunch of lights and buttons on it, and a smaller one right next to it. Okay. And as he goes through, the door actually slides shut behind him.
Okay, cool. So he's going to do that. So that's 5, 10, I guess, at this point. And then if he can, 15, 20, 25. Can he make it all the way around to the front of the computer in one go?
He could get to this side, I would say, which is, he could like look around the back of it. I'm not going to be hardcore about that.
Got it.
All right.
That's his turn.
Okay. Alrighty. That is going to lead us to the bad guys. All right. This one is going to come up, and Petra is going to swing down at you, and as it does so, you see that it has actually got on its shoulder is a machine gun mount, basically, and it is holding in its right and left hand a power hammer. And this thing is like glowing blue. It looks like yours, but larger. And he just brings it up and then tries to bring it down upon you with
just a reminder that Kaz and Petra are actually 25 more feet.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
Okay.
He was also a little farther up. I mean, this is all a little bit busted because the map is not big enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a 23 to hit.
That would hit.
Okay. That is going to do... Okay. That is going to do 15 points of damage.
Oh, Jesus. I'm at 1.
Comes down on your head with his power.
Oh, man.
I need you to make, please, a strength saving throw for me, please.
12.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to stand on your feet. This thing hits you with huge force, like this heavy blow, but you're able to stay. I mean, I guess you're kneeling anyway, but you're able to not be knocked over, basically, is the point, by that. Okay, and then this guy, he just basically pushes his way through these other things, these other drones. You'll probably be happy to know that he can't quite get to you this turn, Aramis. Thank
God.
With his melee. But but as he gets up there, his gun
Nice qualification.
spins up. And let's see, that is going to be a 15 to hit, which I think hits. That is only going to do 3 points of damage.
Hold on. If he's aiming at me, it's the same thing again, right? With the combat reflexes. Remember combat reflexes, which I just rolled, or force shield. Sorry, I'm not combat.
Force shield. I was like, wait, what? Yes, the force shield.
Yeah, so force shields.
Okay. Well, right
Aramis
now
is
we're
going to
dealing...
do that again.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
And he's going to get it's going to be 16 AC.
Wow, so he doesn't hit you. He would have because he got a 15. So again, force shield.
Oh no! You know what? I'm sorry. I have an 11, not a 12. So yes, he does hit me.
Oh, all right. Well, he does 3 points of damage, which is not.
That's perfectly fine. I just wanted to be very clear about that. So.
Yeah. No, I mean those are really useful. Okay, that particular spell. Okay, so all right, that is going to lead us to our good friend Cosmeritis. All right, Cos, it's the moment of truth. Basically, a failure means that you're still in the game, but you're in big trouble. Yep. A critical fail means you're dead, and one success means that you are stabilized. Which way will your star energy go? Unless chat wants to inspire again, which is an option. Nonstop, I think, has used up his inspirations on you, trying to keep you alive this month. But yes, does anyone else in chat wish to inspire? Have the ability to inspire? Nonstop has one last inspiration. Yay! Oh my god, I forgot I guess that's true because we reset this month. Are you sure you have all? I thought I guess you used those 2 times ago, not this last time. All right, so you are now inspired, and Nonstop is now out of inspirations. Okay, Kaz, here you go. You know the drill.
All right.
No double crit fails, please.
Well.
Oh, the crit success!
Okay.
So
nice. Does that mean that I'm back up?
You saved him last month. Yes. So what that means is
let me see what the other one is.
Yeah, go say what the other one is. Wow! The double crit.
Does that mean
success.
Can I come up with 2 hit points?
No.
I think he should.
Come on. With that kind of roll, he deserves a benefit.
Nope, he does. He has the benefit of not being dead.
That's funny.
So now so what happens is your eyes flicker open. Basically, you are now up to a single hit point. You're still prone, but you're up to a single hit point, and you see the worried face of Petra, who's kind of actually no, you don't see that because Petra's turned away from you, and a minute later you see why, because this enormous 7'5" thing with the head of a biohorror in this combat suit is looking down at you, and you are awake. You have come back. You have left the light. He went Super Starman, yeah, basically.
What can I still even do anything this turn?
No, you have come back to life. That takes your entire action to do it. Okay. But you are now capable of seeing and being aware of the existence of things. So now, just as a reminder, if you were to go back down again, the death failures and successes are still what they are. So you still got 1 failure, 2 successes, but at the moment you were actually awake. So
I think they reset.
They do not. Nope. We had this discussion before.
Look, the number of both is reset to 0 when you regain any hit points or become stable.
Where are you seeing that? What?
Under death saving throws.
Did they change this for this edition?
Well, that's in D&D even.
Yeah, but I don't. That's not. That is not what I do.
I mean, your house rule actually does make sense, but that's what the book says. So, but it's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what it says there.
The death save stuff's page 181.
At the bottom of the paragraph right before rolling 1 or 20.
The number of both is reset to 0. Yeah, it always used to be the number of both is reset when the combat is over. Okay, well, you know what? I'll go. The combat in this game is a little more deadly in a way than D&D can be, so I'll allow that for now. I'll have to talk to them about that, though, softies.
Actually, it's the same in it's the same in 5e.
Yeah, but I've never used that house rule though. I've never used that main rule because I've just the way that it's set up doesn't. You know what it is in D&D Next? It was the way that I described it, and then when they went to 5e, they must have changed it over. But I don't agree with it in D&D. I actually like to keep it the way I want to keep it. But for this one, I will change it for Esper Genesis. I won't fight City Hall on this one. So all right. So those are reset.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I believe you. But I believe you guys are right. But that's still not what I would do in my house game, in my D&D game. But for this one, we're not playing D&D. We're playing Esper Genesis. So I will let that go for now. So that means you are at currently 1 out of 39, and you are reset. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to lead us to the drones. The small blade ones. All right. So, these two, unfortunately, Aramis, at the moment, you seem to be the focus of a lot of attention. So, these two are going to come toward, not this guy. This guy. No, I mean it. For real. This guy. Are going to come towards you. Attempt to attack you. Slashing away. We have an 11.
You're muted, Johnny.
Then the impeded one is a 16 minus 2, so a 14.
Jesus, man. Yeah, they're both going to hit me.
The 11 is going to hit you, too?
Well, you have an AC of 11.
Okay, well then, yeah. Okay, are you using any of your... Or have you used it all up? Used it all up? Okay.
No, I've got one left, and I'm not using it yet.
Okay. All right. So, that is going to be 3 damage and 5 damage, so 8 damage total from those two as their blades cut into you. Okay.
Okay, so that takes me down to 10, just FYI.
Yep. I got you at 10 now. That's good. I mean, it's not good, but I'm glad that we are in agreement. Okay. This one, I think he's not going to really be able to get that way. I think he's just going to hold his position. It's going to hold its position and wait to see what happens with that door. All right, Petra, you are up. You are at 1 out of 45. You sort of can glance over your shoulder and see that Kaz is kind of like moving his head now. But also there's a big, massive creature.
Petra probably thinks that she succeeded.
So
in healing.
That's fine. So I'm going to release the concentration on the impeded drone in order to do a rank 2 ramming strike on this creature in front of me.
Seems logical. Okay. Ramming strike.
God, now is the time to really hit. Please hit. 13?
Well, you get an additional 6. Or
additional 3.
Additional 3. Okay, so it's 16.
16
You're right.
hit.
Thank you. 16.
Yeah, 13 would not have. 16 does hit.
D8 plus, let me just make it, I believe it's 2d6 for the ramming strike.
Yes, it is.
And it's 2d6. And I can re-roll the 1.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Also, don't forget to add your strength to your damage.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so 8, 11, 14 altogether.
14 damage, okay. So you smash into this thing, and it sort of staggers back. You see kind of one of the plates on one of its arms kind of falls off. You can see this strange, instead of sparking, you see this weird, almost looks like black blood or oil kind of seeping down from the wound of this thing. And you can see this very troubling image, Petra, of the thing, the head of the biohorror head going like contorted in pain, but it makes no sense.
So if it is a creature, it has to make a strength saving throw.
It definitely is a creature. It's actually a combination, but okay, so it has to make a strength saving throw.
And if it fails, it's pushed 10 feet away and knocked prone.
I think it did make it. I don't know what the DC would be, but this thing has got a 19, so I'm going to guess that it's going to be better than that. So, okay, so it looks like it is not knocked prone, but you did hit the hell out of it. Okay, so that's interesting, Shadow. Okay, That is going to bring us to, let's see. That was when you're using that. Oh, and you have a second attack.
Oh, well, yes. Of course I do.
And this was just actually, ramming strike is that how many times? Let's see.
Let's take a look at it. I think it's the first time, so I don't think it's going to hit this time.
Yeah. Okay, so then you're just this is a normal attack.
Oops. Oh, God damn it! I'm trying to do it in Twitch again. It's... 19.
Will hit.
Nice.
Okay. And 3 damage.
Okay.
Plus 3, so 6 damage.
6 damage, okay. All right, you did a lot of damage to it on that turn. It's looking kind of messed up, actually. Again, this blood sort of, or whatever it is, this oily something or other kind of dripping down the metal. And again, it makes that same bizarre silent scream type of effect as you hit it. Okay, and that is going to lead us to the top of the round. You hear suddenly the voice say, "You have 1 minute and however many seconds I want remaining." And Spindra says, "I feel like this thing is speeding up, guys." So you are currently sitting at 15 combat rounds, unless she's right, in which case you have fewer. You have a maximum of 15 rounds, but it might be less. Okay, and Aramis is up, Sleepwell is on deck. Aramis, what do you want to do?
So Aramis is going to, look up as he's about to make his attack again. He's going to look up and he says, "Hey, buddy, can you see that energy spike that's happening in the shuttle bay?"
Buddy being Sleepwell?
No.
Or are you talking to him?
Buddy being
talking to
AI.
What energy spike?
Haha, I guess I know something you don't.
And there's sort of a pause, and then you hear, and it's sort of like anguished scream, and then you hear Spindra say, "Oh shit!" And then like the thing cuts off, and there's just blasts, like just lasers firing at all. And she's just every so often she cuts back in after a few seconds. "Aramis, what did you?" It's just like blasts firing off in every direction. Okay, that's gonna lead us to. So Aramis was actually speaking, so you can now actually.
So Aramis, that was Aramis's free action, to go the damn thing. As he takes the drone that is right here, he's gonna use a push on that one.
I'm sorry, the drone. I was above.
It's this one right here.
Yeah, got it.
Let's see if we can roll. How's a 12 do?
A 12. Not quite. Will not quite hit it. Close. Yeah, close,
all right.
But is not going to do it.
And Aramis is going to, of course, take 5 feet back in, another defensive stance.
Yep. Okay.
That's all he's going to do.
Sleepwell. You are up. You're in the room facing these two, larger and then smaller computer panel.
Okay. Can I operate them from this side, or do I have to move around?
You can move around quickly if you wish, just like like vault it basically and get to the other side.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about what I'm seeing.
So it looks to you as if you've got what looks like interlocking. The way that I would describe it is you've got, so the small computer has what looks like at the moment just a red X on the top of its screen, sort of lit up. And then the large wide one that you're in front of has several interlocking squares that are currently on opposite sides of the window. So in other words, you've got like 4 corners of the rectangle, right? You've got red square, red square, red square, red square at each corner. And then there's 1 square in the middle. So you've got 4 squares and then 1 square in the middle of this thing that is just, again, solid red on top of this, computer screen, which is clearly touch screen of some kind.
Would Sleepwell have any idea what these buttons would do? Because I don't.
He might if he made a computer's check.
Okay, I'll have him do that. His computers. Okay. All right. 11.
11. Yeah, with an 11, I would say that you're able to determine that these things have something to do with some security system that exists on the base. And the security system clearly has been disabled at the moment. It's clearly not functional. Something about these controls are designed could theoretically get said security system back online if you could figure out how to do it.
Okay, Sleepwell is going to try to turn on.
So I told you the configuration. You got the 4 in the corner and the 1 in the middle. What do you want to try to do to turn it on? This music is now beginning to really, it grows on me for something like this.
Yeah,
what
me too.
What will you do? Done with the dungeon dragon.
He'll press the middle one and try to activate it. Well, can he activate more than one at once? Can he just smash?
He could, yeah. You could. I mean, you could put one hand on one and one hand on the other, as far as that goes.
But he has no. Does he have any inclination on if these are security measures that were made for the defense of the humanoid operatives of the station?
Well, this is clearly a security station that, I mean, like, the AI didn't build this. I mean, clearly this is a security station that was in operation by the humans, but what it was used for...
And it's turned off.
It's turned off, definitely.
Okay. He's going to try to press 2 of the buttons.
Okay.
At once.
Which ones?
The middle one and the one in... And there's no diagram that...
Nope.
Okay.
No diagram.
He's going to press the one in the center and then the one in the bottom left.
Okay, make a computers check for me again. Just a regular one, no modifier. I mean, your computer's modifier, but no other modifier.
Got it. Let me check about... I know sometimes he does, like... this analyze device thing, but I'm not sure if I could even... I'm not sure what that does.
That's a prime power. And he touches it, and there's a description that's actually associated with the actual spell in...
it gives you knowledge about stuff.
Yeah, hold on a second. I can link it in chat.
Oh, and it takes a minute to do. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna just do what you said then. Computers check, so I'll do that. 15.
Okay. When you touch the 2 of them, you see or realize that the 2 squares can move. Like it's touchscreen. So you can move them around the screen. So the question is, where do you want to move them? So you've got the middle one, right? And you got the bottom left, I think you said.
When he touches them, do they change at all other than being movable?
No. Other than being movable,
no. He's going to try to put 2 of the squares together.
Which ones?
The 2 that he grabbed, the center one and the bottom right, bottom left.
When you do that, so you put those 2 in, and both of them glow blue. So now you've got the blue in the middle, and then you've got the 1, 2, 3 that are still around the corners. And you can do one more of these in this turn as part of this, business.
He's going to take another one of the corner pieces and move it into the center.
Okay.
Then.
And when you move that into the center, that also turns blue. And so you've now got 3 blue that are in the middle, and then you got 2 red on the corners.
Sure.
And that is going to be the end of Sleepwell's turn. That's going to...
In the case that the door opens, as he's doing this stuff, if I could, I want to have him move here. Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, it's fine. I want to have him move here.
Can't do that if he's also touching the screen.
Oh, does he have to hold?
It feels like when you let it go, it starts to slide back, away
never
from
mind then.
the corners. I mean, you could do. I mean, so you could just do that if you want, but
no. I want to keep my progress.
Okay. I want to hit the save point. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this one, Aramis, pushes its way through and is heading right towards you.
Damn
And
it.
you see it pulling up its hammer. Its massive hammer. Wow. And because the Ashen Forged are apparently forged with luck, it critically misses. So your hammer comes down, and you just barely stagger out of the way as it slams into the ground. You feel like the ground shake beneath you. That's how much this hits with. And again, up front, up close, you can see that it's weird because the sound of the suit makes tons of noise. The suit makes a lot of noise, but there's no sound coming from the head inside it, the body inside it. It's just staring silently. Okay. And then this one, Petra, is going to try to bring its hammer down upon you. And that is going to be a... Where's my number? That is going to be a 15.
That's a hit.
All right. That is going to do... Okay. That is going to do 14 points of damage to you.
So that puts me at negative 13.
Okay, so you drop. I believe this is also the first time Petra's dropped in the whole campaign.
I think it is.
So Petra drops to the ground, lifeless, next to her just barely life-filled, not by much, companion. And that is going to lead us actually to Kaz. Kaz, you see and feel Petra like hit the ground next to you.
Okay. Decisions. I have two major, just two things I'm deciding between.
I was gonna say at least.
Do I have any, in the few seconds that this round is slowly taking place through the turns, do I have any idea of what the next intention of that big robot will be, given that it just knocked both of us down?
I mean, my guess would be that it's going to look for any... I mean, you can assume that it's going to look for any movement that remains, and then we'll turn back and move towards obviously living things again. So presumably it would head south again, but it's hard to say. It can see that you've moved a little bit, like you haven't been just stuck still.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, that is true.
And also, remember that it's been hit pretty hard by Petra.
Yeah. Does it look like if it were to take the same level of beating from Petra, that it would probably...
Yes, if it took another round like that, yeah. She did do a lot of damage, though. I think she did 20 damage to it in one turn.
Okay. And if I wanted to get up, that's going to use my action?
Your move action.
It's going to use my move entirely.
Just your move, but it would not... You could still take another action, which would be either another move or which would be an attack.
Okay.
I would also say, by the way, Kaz, that you could probably get, because of where Petra is and where you are, you could probably get up and be out of its melee range for the moment. Like if you wanted to take a ranged attack, like as part of your move, like as you get up, you can get up out of its range.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna heal Petra.
Okay.
And in the hopes that then she'll get up, deliver a walloping, and then I think I'm actually gonna stay prone on the ground because, and actually I can crawl too. So yeah. All right. So first I'll heal Petra as she falls next to me. And I have one of my Belare eyes, whatever that looks like, opens, and I'm like, no, get back up, please. So I'm gonna cast Mend, only at first level right now. So that's going to be.
This is relatively recent for you, isn't it? You didn't like
Mend? No, I've always had this.
You've had it, but you just haven't. Okay.
Yeah. It's odd that I can heal other people, but not myself. It's kind of funny.
No, it makes sense. Star power.
And okay.
So that's 1d8 plus.
Yeah, because it's a hunter thing. Okay, so that's going to be plus 1d8 plus 3.
Fortunately, she is not an automaton or a construct.
Yes.
Yay.
Wow,
Max.
and maxes it out. 11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, now remember,
Nice.
Petra, you go back to 0 to start that, so you're at 11 points now.
Oh, wait. You count negatives? For
No,
for
I
healing?
don't count negatives. I'm saying she starts at 0. So
Oh, okay,
you
so I
were
got
at
11.
negative 13, and once you start getting healed, then you immediately jump back to 0. So,
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that means that you're...
But doesn't healing... Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is it erases that whole negative 13. The
Yeah,
healing
that's what I
starts you
meant
at
by
0.
you count negatives, because usually for the general rules, not house rules, there's no negatives. So if I were to heal her, she's at 0 and she would pop
But
up
that's what
to
I'm
a little
doing.
bit.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what I just said.
that is what we're doing.
That's literally what I just said.
So she's at 11 health
She's
now?
at 11
I'm at
health.
11.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
Yep.
misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I thought you meant don't count. I was like, what? Yeah, no, the
Yeah,
healing
no,
does
I
not
thought-
count negatives.
Okay, got it.
No,
Sorry.
I'm with you. That's
Yay!
the same thing I do. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I do that, and then I'm going to stay prone and crawl back as far as I can.
So I had this image of you getting up and being like, huh, huh, like, you know, where's that? Yeah. Now Petra, you're also prone still, but you are, awake, and feeling hale and hearty. Not exactly, but better than you were. Okay.
And I think I can crawl equal to half my movement speed, something like that.
Okay, so you're gonna crawl backwards.
Yeah, crawl backwards. My movement speed is 25, so I'm not sure how half of that is, but
So say, especially since given your circumstances, let's say round that down a little bit. Let's say 10.
okay. So I crawl 10 feet back, and I'm still prone on the ground.
Yep, gotcha.
That's my turn.
Okay. That was quality turn. Okay. These drones come in on you, Aramis. Not this drone. These smaller drones come in on you. Okay. And will fire away. Let's see. This is a 9. A 9 and a 9. Wow, both of them get 9s. So neither one is going to hit. This one continues to fly, waiting to see what's going on with that door. And that's going to lead us to the aforementioned Petra.
Yay.
All right, Petra, what do you want to do? This thing is in front of you and you're...
Stand up and hit this thing.
Okay.
That is the plan. All right. And let's see what happens. An 8, I presume, does not hit.
8 is not going to get it done. Nope, unfortunately.
But for the second attack,
But the second attack will clearly hit.
19.
Yeah,
see?
there you go.
That
Okay.
will definitely hit, yes.
And that's 7 damage.
7. Fortunately, you did so much damage before that this thing, you hit it, and it falls, and then over on its front. And as it hits over on its front, with its mouth still open and that same silent scream, you can see some black bubbling out from its suit. Something or other, some black blood onto the ground. It seems to be unmoving and dead. Okay. You...
Did you just say black blood of the earth?
No. Did I say
All
that? I don't
right,
think
just
so.
making sure.
No, black blood bubbling out. Okay. No. Black blood just bubbling out from its suit. Okay, and you can't move because you already did it stand up. And all right, now we're up to the top of the round. And you hear, "Leave that alone, cat. Leave it alone."
It knows who you are, Cat Rambo.
Yes, what?
This AI is extremely intelligent.
Exactly.
Can pass through realities.
Exactly. You do that, and
Maybe it was talking to Sleepwell.
yeah,
Oh, it could have been. Yeah.
that's clearly what it was. It could have been. It definitely was referring. It said
yeah,
something about a cat, so it might be a good guess. Okay. And Spindra says, popping back in, whenever you guys are done screwing around there, I think this thing is counting down faster. God, and then cuts off. So something is happening out there with Spindra, and time continues to count down. Also, Aramis, you didn't hear any countdown number this time, and you haven't been back to the screen, so you don't know at the moment what you're dealing with, but it is your turn. You have one big guy in front of you and two of these drones to your left and your right. And one of them is very damaged, the one to your right.
Aramis, being the smartass that he is, kind of, as he's slowly taking a move back, and he'll take a step back, not to take an attack of opportunity, from them, but to take a little bit like this, right? And as he's doing that, he kind of does this and says, "Didn't you miss something?" Looking at the non-existent watch on his his wrist.
Total silence, no response.
And then takes the push again, and he's going to do it on this one.
Okay. Are you pushing it towards the... Well, okay, yeah. Go ahead and see if you hit first before we decide where you push it.
Oh, yeah. How about a crit?
God. Critical hit. All right. Yay. So, awesome. What is your max damage on that particular ability?
16 is max damage on that.
16. So, you push it so hard that it literally slams into this screen and then blows up.
Does it blow up the screen as well?
It cracks the screen.
The countdown timer ticks down 30 seconds.
Right, exactly. 5 seconds. God. No, you crack the screen, but it blows up.
Damn it.
All right. That was the fresh one, too, that you did that to, so good work.
Nice.
Are you going to move any... You step back just a little bit. Are you going to move anywhere or not?
If I move any farther back, will I encourage an attack of opportunity from the other drone?
Because I think you already disengaged once. Yeah, because you'd be moving... Because basically it would mean you were no longer disengaging. So probably, yeah, you would incur an attack.
All right, then Aramis is going to hold his position where he is and just kind of try to continue to draw the big bad boy into the room.
Okay. Sleepwell, you are up. You are currently playing Rubik's Cube Sudoku or something with...
Sleepwell is going to finish his Rubik's Cube Sudoku game.
So
if he can.
When you pull together the last two squares, the things go blue and then flash green and then reset. But they reset to green. So when they're in the same position, and instead of being red, they're now green.
All right.
And you have, by the way, since you're just standing in front of it and you haven't moved, you could do this again if you want.
Was there, other than them spreading out and turning green, was there any indication of what happened?
No.
Okay. Okay, sure. Just for funsies, he can grab another one and try to connect again.
Okay. I'm going to say that you're able to because you're just standing in front of it. When you connect the greens, like you put them all together in the middle, and as they're being connected together, by the way, they're connecting, and this time instead of flashing blue, they flash yellow. And so flash yellow. When you get them all to the center, they flash again and then slide to the corners again, but this time they are orange.
Oh, okay.
And again you hear, "Stop playing with that!"
Okay. Sleepwell is going to smile even though he's covered in cuts and bruises and literally on the brink of death. A little sly feline smile will curl on his face, and he says, "No, I think I will."
Yeah, that's 1,000% what he would do also. It's not even a question. Okay. So we will see what happens next turn if we get that far. The other creature, the big guy, as you had hoped, Aramis, comes into the room at you. And is going to bring his hammer up. Oh my god. And is going to critically miss you again. Again with the 1. So 1 + 4, so 5. So again, slams it down and misses you a second time. This time the creature's head opens in clearly frustration. No, I'm just kidding. Silent frustration. No, it doesn't do that. But he does miss you. Wow, that's 2 critical misses on you. Something has been working in your favor for this one. All right, Kaz, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can see down the hallway, and you can see Petra next to you. See, there's a destroyed mega thing here on the ground.
We've never talked about it, but would my mend be able to be used to heal myself? Because I don't even know where that magic is coming from, or that Esper, whatever. It's up to you, because technically...
No effect on automatons or constructs, same problem.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think it's coming through my hunter's rig anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's not... It's definitely suitable, like... Yeah, it's just the same reason, though, because of the no effect on automatons or constructs.
Okay, that's fine. So I will... Oh, man.
I mean, you can see, you know, if you look up, you can see the other things down the hall, so...
Sure. Can I take a quick look behind me and see the drone, any like a semblance of the drone situation in the hangar?
You see a bunch of flashing lights. There's lasers everywhere, red, blue, just all like shooting all over the place. You see like you do hear a lot of explosions and like the sound of tortured metal, and like there's a lot going back and forth.
Okay. So I will I'll stay prone. I'll flip over so that I'm on my belly. I'll engage my sniper, and I will take a shot at the big, huge guy in front of Artemis.
Okay.
And when I'm prone with my sniper, it doesn't encourage, or it doesn't have any disadvantage. So,
right. No, I get it.
Being a sniper.
You just roll over and like totally snipe. I see it. All right.
Okay, and then as a part of the sniper, I forget how I did this. Technically, as a hunter, I have an extra attack action, and in order to use the sniper, it takes an action and a bonus action to use.
Okay.
So would I be able to fire the sniper rifle twice? I'm not sure, because
if you get 2 attacks, then yeah, because a bonus action, you haven't used any other bonus actions this turn, and you only rolled over for the move action, so that's fine.
All right, so then I'll fire twice at the big droid dude.
Okay.
All right. So that's a 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
And then
23, 25. Wow. Blam, blam. All right,
blam,
go ahead and
blam.
roll damage.
So the first hit is 8 piercing, and the second hit is 13.
Wow.
So
wow, 21.
21.
So your shots just tear him and like, sorry, he doesn't make any noise. He's like, there's a sound of like a screeching sound as he sort of pitches forward, and Aramis, you sort of see him pitch forward. Again, this black blood sort of drips down behind him, and it kind of rocks back and forth. It's not dead, but that really damaged it. And so you rolled over, did okay. So you don't have anything else because you used all your turns. So, okay. So this one, now seeing something to aim at, is going to fly up this way, but it's not going to get quite there. It'll get about there, and its gun mount spins up, and it's going to fire at you.
Me
and by
Petra?
you, I mean you, Kaz.
Okay.
Fires at you, says both Kaz and Petra. Okay.
Okay.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
I'm prone, so I think it might have disadvantage because I'm prone.
You're quite right. Yep. Good call. You were quite right. Yeah, the other one's even more. It would be a 19.
All right.
So
yeah,
17.
that hits. Ugh, dang.
Let's see. It will do... Let's see. It's going to do 6 points of damage.
All right, I'm back down.
So you're back down to -5. Okay. All right. So you are back down, lying, just sort of slumped over as this thing fired at you.
Okay.
This other one is going to come around to Aramis and is going to try to hit you with the power of melee with a 21.
Of course it's going to hit.
That is going to do, 8 points of damage. That thing max damage.
Jesus.
Or close to max damage.
Yeah, it sends Aramis basically staggering.
So
he's down to 2.
Back.
So
all right, 2 out of 28. This is very tense, this fight. All right. Okay, those are those 2, and that's going to lead us to Petra. Petra, you sort of heard a groan from Kaz or the equivalent, and there's this drone that remains in front of you and him slumped behind you.
I'm going to hit the drone.
Okay. So you'll have to move forward to engage it. You're cool doing that?
I
You're
will.
already standing.
I will do that.
Okay, that's fine.
20.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely a hit.
Smash that thing.
And I need to re-roll that because let's try a 10 instead.
Smash. Okay, you do a lot of damage to that. Metal goes spitting everywhere. It's not destroyed, but close. And you have another attack, I believe.
Okay. $15 hit. Okay. $11 points.
11. Down goes Frazier. You just smash it into bits. And you're up a little bit for that. You smashed into bits. All right. It is destroyed. Now, you only moved up, I'd say, about 10 feet. So you could go... You got another 15 feet or so that you could go down towards this big thing down here or turn around back towards Kaz. It's up to you.
Okay, so you see Petra kind of glance down the hallway at that big thing, and you see her visibly sigh and start down that way.
Okay.
She will go as far as she can go towards it.
I'd say about here, let's say, is where you can get. Okay. So she heads down that way. Now we are back up to the top. And you hear 1 minute remains till impact. And then you hear less than 1 minute remains till death for the cat that plays where it doesn't belong. And that's going to lead us to Aramis. You've got the blade drone flying one next to you, which is almost destroyed. And then you got the big guy in front of you who's kind of almost destroyed also.
Aramis is, of course, going to back up.
Yep.
And then he's going to do a push one more time.
Okay.
On the blade drone, and with an 18.
That will absolutely hit.
He is going to roll his 2d8 for 9 points of damage.
Yep, that's going to destroy it. Now, I would say, what I'm trying to decide is, if it's destroyed, is there anything left to hit the thing? Because I think it's probably just blown up.
That's really your call at this point.
I will say that it'll hit, like a couple of pieces will hit it, but not as much. So go ahead and roll 1d4, but -2, please.
Oh yeah, of course, sure. Yeah, let's do that and say, how about a 2?
2, okay. So this shrapnel basically hits this thing. Still not destroyed, but it looks very like wobbly. A lot of this black sort of stuff dripping down its body. So this thing is destroyed, and you actually have a little bit of clearance from this thing. You can't back up again because you already took your move action, but you are somewhat removed from it. If you had a bonus action, you could do that. Otherwise, then you're out of luck, I guess, would be the way to describe that.
Yeah, I'm out of luck at this particular point.
Okay, then let's go back up to Sleepwell. All right, Sleepwell, you're staring at these 5 orange squares. 4 in the corners, 1 in the middle.
Sleepwell is going to continue to try to connect and make all of them orange.
Okay, when he connects all of these together, you hear, "I said stop!" And the small computer, instead of a red X, glows. There's a green O that fills the screen instead. And the squares that you put together on the big screen now go solid and spread out. And you hear a calm voice, which does not sound the same as the other voice, saying, "Security system online." "No!" You hear Winter sort of shout. And there is this that you hear in the entire ship. And Aramis, as you're standing there, you see this thing kind of wobble back and forth, and this thing then pitches forward onto its face and just basically sparks out and apparently dies. And Kaz, as you or I shouldn't actually, you don't feel anything because you're dead. But you, Petra, I would say, looking behind you at Kaz for a minute, can see that the star energy in him seems to dim as this thing sort of just happened. And Spindra cuts in and says, "The hell was that? What just happened?" And you don't hear any more lasers out there now, Aramis.
Sleepwell, you got a report for us?
Yeah,
Sleepwell says,
yeah, go ahead, Sleepwell.
I think I just activated some sort of security system.
She says, "Well, you did the right thing. All those drones just fell to the ground out here." And she
Sleepwell,
says, but I can't hear. And she says, "We've got like 50 seconds left on this, guys. 50 seconds."
All right. And does Sleepwell have any movement left?
Yeah, I would say so.
Out of
He's
combat
got a move
officially?
action left.
Say that again, Johnny.
I said, are we out of combat yet?
You are not out of combat because Kaz is not out of danger yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will see what happens when he is.
Sleepwell is going to move just out of the room.
Okay. That is going to bring us down to Kaz. All right, now because of the power of reset, Esper Genesis reset, this isn't as severe, but again, this is a death save that you have to make.
Okay.
And Petra is on deck.
That's one fail.
Okay, one failure. Petra, you are up. What would you like to do? And you heard the same thing over the comms too, by the way. You heard.
Was there
that.
any effect on my? You said my star energy was dimming or something.
Yeah, it didn't seem to have any effect one way or the other. I mean, it had an effect on your energy, but not on this just plain old death save.
Okay.
Oh God. I'm actually going to use one of my medical ampules to heal myself right now a little further.
Okay.
Take a breath.
So I think that's going to be, I can't find the numbers, but I'm just going to make an assumption that it's similar to what healing would be, so that'd be 2d4 plus 2.
That sounds reasonable to me. 2d4 plus 2. So 7.
7, okay. So that brings you up to 18, I believe.
Awesome.
And so you've got one of those left, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then you still have, I think that's probably a bonus action for you, so you can still move and or do other things.
I'm gonna go over to Kaz because I am worried about his star energy, and I'm going to stare down intently at him and say, "Is your star energy ebbing? What can we do?"
He does not respond to you, but his star blinks sadly. It just blinks in Morse code, like SOS, SOS. So I believe, since healing, I think taking healing is a bonus action. No, actually it's an action to take it, so never mind. So you can't heal him yet, but you are now standing by him. Okay, Aramis, you can actually now see, Sleepwell just came out, and you can see that Petra is leaning over Kaz, and Spindra is yelling at you to get the hell out.
And because Kaz is still doing death saves, we are still in combat.
Yeah. Until he gets out in one way or the other.
Well, there's not really anything else that Aramis can do but move forward, so he's going to move up to about where Sleepwell is, because I figure that's about 30 feet.
Okay. So, and if you want, you could double move. I mean, 30 feet's you can just keep on booking it if you want.
Sure, when I get about there.
Okay, so you just like,
yeah, it's basically a dash action.
And Sleepwell is up. Sleepwell, what do you want to do? And Kaz, you're going to be on deck next.
Okay, Sleepwell is also just going to follow after Aramis. Get maybe probably 10 feet away from Petra and Kaz.
Okay.
With a double dash, I guess.
Okay.
And that's all he can do.
Yeah, Coven, we were talking about that contaminated coil. That is a very good question. Okay, Kaz, here we are. Kaz is up, and the question is, Kaz is in a rough spot here because Petra will probably has a good shot to heal him this turn, but will he even make it there? A critical fail would mean 2 death failures. So is chat going to jump in? And Nonstop can no longer save him because he's used 2 already. So is Kaz going to be saved, or will Kaz be doomed? Doomed or saved?
I don't think I can heal him, right?
Unless you use the contaminated coil.
Oh.
Can she stabilize me?
She can stabilize you, though, yes. Okay. Yes, you could do that.
Okay.
Wait.
Any inspiration? Anyone? The nice people in chat? Some people probably just don't have any, or have any left.
Dragonspear's looking into it. Oh, Dragonspear has one. Wow. Dragonspear does have one. Nonstop has used these. Of the people that are currently in chat, Shadow Mage has one also. Coven Guy is saying to hold.
Okay.
Oh shoot, you caught me. I mean, listen, maybe you all feel that the Bellari is. Oh man, Coven Guy sub. You upped the. Wow, Coven Guy upped his sub to do this. Wow, man, that's above and beyond, dude. Thank you, Coven. That's very kind of you, man.
Thank you.
So Coven has upped the ante because that's the way we roll. Now, how do I do this? If you inspire, that's something I'd have to do manually. So as long as you say you inspire, then you inspire Kaz. Yeah, see exactly. You got it, Shadowed? Okay. All right, you can inspire Kaz, and that means Kaz has got it. All right, Kaz is inspired. Thank you, Coven. That's very kind of you, dude.
All right, I will use said inspiration.
Don't waste that inspiration. Okay.
Okay.
And 12.
One success.
All right, 1 death failure, 1 success. Petra, you are up, and Kaz is there. Do you wish to try to? What do you want to do?
I want to stabilize him.
Okay. So you will make a medicine check, which means you're going to be doing, medicine like you did previously.
And hopefully better than last time. Yes, 19.
Yep, you sure do. So you stabilize him, so he is now stabilized at 0. That means that we are now out of combat, and as we come out of combat, you can hear the sound of, as this is, let's just get that in there. No, how about this? Let's give me some Forbidden Galaxy. Good. Okay, as you stabilize him, you can hear this cursing and shouting and screaming coming from all around you. It sounds almost like hysterical. And Spindra says, "God damn it, get out here! We've only got 40 seconds."
Is Kaz still prone, basically?
Yes, Kaz is still prone at the moment. That's not going to work.
Petra, you grab one arm, I'll grab the other. Let's get him out of here.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you grab him and pull him forward. Now, I want to double check with Johnny and Zach. I don't believe that we brought back Alfred to the ship first last time, right? Or did we?
I don't think so. Technically, then he was supposed to be with us the whole time.
Well, no, but he was not moved. No, he was not functional though. He had been shut down. Remember by no, I remember that part. But I just wanted to know if he'd been brought back to the ship, because if he hasn't been, then Sleepwell's got a decision to make.
Yeah. Because
there's no way, if you two are carrying, he's way too big for Aramis and Sleepwell. They can't. You're busy carrying Kaz. So
Right.
Sleepwell is going to have to make a decision.
Can I make a suggestion here?
Sure.
This is going to feel a little anticlimactic on some level, but on another level, I think this is a really important decision. I really feel like this is the place to end it, right here, and let Carlos make the decision. This is a scene that he would play out and in his head, until he gets a chance to kind of evoke it on stream, because there was an incredible amount of
angst about it,
of emotion, and inner monologue that was clearly going on his face and for the character when he realized that he was not going to have that Winter was already a part of him. So I hate to suggest it, but at the same time, this really feels like something that Carlos should get to make a decision about and play out on screen.
So Arv, are you saying that there's basically, if it's possible that we can carry Alfred, but then there's a chance that based on the amount of time that takes, that we might not make it out?
Correct.
That's the decision he has to make?
That is correct.
Okay. And then the only, on top of that, is the fact that Long Winter has been in Alfred and whatever ramifications that may have in the future.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably right. Although you're right, I feel because I was thinking because the climactic ending is whether you guys get on or off the station. But yeah, I think you're probably right that it's not fair not to have Carlos make that call.
Mhm.
So what we'll do is, and that's fine because this would just be, we would just open the next session with the very conclusion of this one way or the other. So Spindra, as you are coming through the doors, you see Sleepwell kind of looking back, stricken at Alfred, and Spindra says over comms, "The hell is he doing? Get him over here!" And so Aramis, you see kind of Sleepwell staring down at the fallen, body of Alfred, the currently not functional body of Alfred, and then looking back over at you as you and Petra are bringing Kaz to the ship. And all of you are sort of looking at him. He's looking back down and then over at Alfred and then up at you. And that is where we will bring the session to a close. So he will have a very serious decision to make at the beginning of next session, and then there will be some other ramifications. But one way or the other, the long winter will be over within 5 minutes. That part of the adventure will be over with about 5 minutes at the beginning of next session.
Thank you for giving him the opportunity to play that scene out.
You're quite right.
Yeah,
You're quite right.
yeah.
It's not worth the little cinematic thing to cut him out of an important decision. I think you're right. And it sounds like all the rest of the party was in agreement with that too. So I think that's fine. So I apologize to chat that this isn't as climactic, but still, it was definitely climactic. We had not necessarily we'd had 2 times ago we'd had a big combat. Then we did not have much of a combat in this last one. There was a lot of exploration and stuff like that we were doing and figuring out how to get where they needed to go. And this one, the combat took almost the entire session, but there were multiple components to it, and it was kind of the long winter throwing everything at you to try to stop you. So I did not know whether you were what was gonna happen there, folks. I have to be honest. I thought it was like 50-50 at one point because Petra does so much damage and Aramis was, essentially at full health. But Kaz being like down and out for the count as low as he was a problem, and I just wasn't sure. You got a couple of lucky moments, like the fact that the big thing kept missing you, Aramis, like missed you twice critically. But there were some other ones where they clocked you a couple times. I mean, Petra went down once, Kaz went down twice. So it was close, but you all did very well to sort of hold it together. And I will start, as I usually do, with the gentleman to my right. Good work, by the way, Zach, on playing not only Kaz, but also Sleepwell today. How'd you feel about today, and where will the fine people see you next?
It's always very riveting, almost dying every couple seconds.
Yeah, don't make this a habit,
I intend not to. After this next session, Kaz is going to have a lot of introspection to do. I think all of us will, because hopefully for the first time ever, we may. Well, I mean, honestly, we'll still have the shadow technocracy to worry about, I'm sure, but
in general, yes.
Yeah, a lot of changes are on the horizon. I honestly. Like that could have gone so many different ways. Like if I hadn't stabilized, and then healed Petra, I mean, it turns out that's
true actually, because you needed to come, because you stabilized with the 20, and that allowed you to be up to healer,
And I know that Sleepwell went in and eventually disabled everything, but if I had not gone into that room, or if that had taken longer, so. Man, and all of those times that Aramis was critically missed by the giant machine.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, I would definitely say that's the closest that we've come, most definitely, to a TPK.
Yeah.
And may our crew. I don't think our crew has a name, a group name, but may the Hyper Lancers, take that into. Consideration moving forward. But
it's true. You guys got to think of a cool name. You're called the Esper crew in chat, but you need to, the Espers,
or the Reckoning,
the Pioneers, the Reckoning. There you go. You're just a concept, really.
So yeah, I need. Nonetheless, though, I really enjoyed tonight. I'm looking forward to the next session, as I always do. And the fine people will see me again on this channel, on our vocalists, or on Esper Genesis in the very near future in October. And also on my own channel, I do have a stream tomorrow. I'll probably be playing Mountain Blade, which is great fun. I've just been getting into that, and yeah, lots of fun.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Zach. And I think you should have a special thanks given to Nonstop for personally saving you.
Yeah.
Like just feeding you from a distance with the inspirations. But no, good stuff today, Zach. Thank you very much. And you all should follow Zach on his channel as well. And Mountain Blade stuff is cool and all that. We will have Carlos, of course, back with us as well next month. At least Carlos was able to give some information about his character. But yeah, we wanted to. I think it's a measure of the respect that the folks have for Carlos and his play, that they wanted to give Carlos a chance to have Sleepwell decide what he wants to do, which is very up in the air. I mean, I'm very curious to see what he ends up doing. So we will see. But in any case, you should definitely check out Carlos, pick up Sal and Gabby Break the Universe, and be ready for the sequel and other things that he's writing as time goes along. Kat Petra definitely had a lot of damage that she had to inflict in this one, and was kind of running back and forth, dealing with her hammer one way or the other. This was obviously very combat heavy, but it's not, I'd say probably only about 30% of the time do we have a heavy combat episode, but this is definitely one of those.
This is true.
How did you feel about tonight, and where will the lovely people see next?
I felt it was very satisfying to hit things with the hammer, as it always is. I am looking forward to seeing if we get out of this or not.
Yeah.
And people can see me, I think, on this channel on Monday. We're going to be doing Hearts of Wulin.
Hearts of Wulin. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Good stuff. Yeah, definitely people should be checking that out. It's a really enjoyable campaign, which is very different in feel from this one and great in its own way. So thank you, Kat, so much. Again, we got that 3 in a row. We got you for the class yesterday, Esper today, and then Esper Justice today, and Hearts of Wulin on Monday. And definitely get Kat's stuff. Also a wonderful writer, as you folks know. So thank you, Kat, so much. And moving right along, last but certainly not least, Johnny Aramis was doing some work too. I mean, like between the pushes, some of the force shields, stuff that was popping up when needed. Aramis had, a lot to occupy him basically through this. And it was interesting to see sort of the combat methods of what Aramis was trying to do at various circumstances, because you had not a lot of room to maneuver in some cases. And at one point, when you had big drone bearing down at you, 2 blade drones like right near you, and it's just nobody else because Petra and Kaz are on the other hall and Sleepwell's not even there. It was kind of touch and go there. How'd you feel about today, and where will the lovely people see next?
It was really interesting. The simple sort of like circumstances that putting when you've got 0 resources left, and you have to use what essentially boil down to combat cantrips.
Yep.
With the prime talents, you start to see some of the really interesting sort of mechanical elements of the game, and what it allowed kind of me to do with the game, or in the play, and with as the characters, each of the characters were doing their own thing. It was really interesting because I felt like that started to get to the core essence of why Aramis was created as an Ashen Forge out of whatever the previous iteration of his existence was.
Yep.
He was recreated, and he's this combat melder essentially, but we don't really see him in that situation until his back is literally up against the wall.
Yep.
So we're really beginning to see that.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun watching sort of the circumstances as it kind of played out. I think each of the characters and each of the players, and I think Double Duty, you did a great job, Zach, on Double Duty, because I think you really nailed the motivation behind what Sleepwell was going to do versus
Totally.
what Kaz was going to do. It was a good time all around. This is, I think, one of the places where the system kind of, is a very different sort of feel from doing, 5e D&D, as it's, you get that space opera feel with all these different sort of like, circumstances and abilities and kinds of things. So it's really a lot of fun. So thank you very much. And thank you for the session, Greg.
My pleasure.
Yeah, you guys can see me next. I'll be over on AP Gaming Reel on Sunday for a new show that we started last weekend called Game. We've built houses. We've got a cast of characters that we have to play, and we're using elements of the board game diplomacy to issue orders to our units, while our characters are actually navigating the sort of the diplomatic and political arm of the whole experience. So it's a lot of fun. And that's Sundays over on AP Gaming Reel at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And of course, you can find me over on Unmade Gaming on Monday for our own flavor of space opera called Blaze of Glory, using Scum and Villainy, which is a very different system, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, it feels a lot like this particular game as well. So it's a lot of fun. And that's it.
Very cool. And speaking of Scum and Villainy, you'll see more of that on Sunday on this channel, as we announced previously. So that is going to be good times. Really great work today. This was a very difficult combat. Obviously, it was intended to be. But you came through it, and so far, and we'll see what happens at the end of it. Yeah, you can, I mean, one of the things that's always interesting is you walk in here and there's all these dead people, and so in a lot of these games you kind of be like, oh yeah, there's dead people. Well, the reason that they're all dead is because whatever destroyed them was extremely dangerous. So the fact that you have all been like whittled down, no health, no rest, the fact that you're walking out at the moment, well, Kaz isn't, but being carried out, the fact that you're not all lying back there dead in the corridor is a testament to your heroism. So I think of it that way, come out of it feeling good tired rather than annoyed tired, and we'll see how things go in our next session. Also, a very strong
tired.
Yeah, exactly. Strong thumbs up as well to chat for doing a good job tonight with inspirations and sticking with the players, because they needed you, and so that was good. But thank you so much. Great work today, folks, and I cannot wait for next session. It's going to be great. I will see Zach on our vocalists next month, plus this next month. Johnny, I will see you here next month, and we'll be chatting off stream as well. And Kat, I will see you for I'll be watching Hearts of Wulin on Monday as well.
That's right.
And we'll have Carlos back next month as well. Thank you to Johnny, Kat, Carlos for next month, and Zach and chat. Can we get some love for our players? And players, thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Farewell. Thanks, Greg.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Good stuff. And what's up, Brian? Good to see you, man. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That combat was rough. I have to say, that idea of sort of the rogue AI throwing everything that it has at you is it's certainly, that kind of thing has been done before, but I think it's a really interesting way of doing it here, and it's kind of I don't know, I enjoyed sort of watching it throwing all these things at each other and at the party, and it was good times. I mean, good times in a sort of, obviously I was hoping they wouldn't die, and they didn't, but you have to be prepared for that possibility. It was a very real possibility that Kaz might not have made it, but he survived. He got through it, and so far he got through it anyway. And so yeah, I was pleased to see them do well in this game. I want to remind everybody about ways to support the stream if you haven't done so already. We are going to do a raid today, but I want to remind everybody. Oh, and also I want to thank the folks who jumped on board to support. First of all, Nonstop, thanks for the inspirations. Thank you for others who inspired as well. Coven Guy, you didn't need to do that, but I am very appreciative. You don't have to keep it there if you don't want to, but thank you for up into tier 2. It's very kind of you to be able to help as well. And I want to thank Chad for being awesome tonight. You folks did a great job. Please spread the word. I also saw the folks saying Prince Justin and Second Obs with positive words for the stream and the session. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And the players, thank you as well. So we just a reminder, support the channel by following the channel, checking out the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord. Don't forget, of course, the Twitter with !ArvTweets. Website is arvanelaron.com. You could check out the shop with !ArvShop, which currently has Infinity and Beyond merchandise and Terry Toons illustrations for Adventures of Middle-earth merchandise. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to the Alligator Alley guys and get some Esper Genesis stuff up here as well soon too, so that people can show their support that way. And then of course we've got the other financial ways to support. Patreon sitting right now at $2.92. I would love to see that get north of $300 and up. And then of course the sub button, which is right above that video window, 40, I think with Coven Guy it's right at 49 or 50 subs, something like that, that we're jumping on as well. Quick note about schedule. Remember, I'll be back tomorrow with some D&D with Infinity Beyond, Saturday night I should say, at about 7 p.m. Eastern. There is going to be a big surprise tomorrow, so you will not want to miss that. That is going to be a good time. Oh, I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you. Ooh, EG Miniatures. Well, they just released tokens, actually. They just released Esper Genesis threat tokens, which means that they're like monster tokens that they're going to be releasing. So that's cool. I don't know if they're going to have physical miniatures. I know they'll have physical tokens, though. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so schedule again. D&D with Infinity and Beyond tomorrow. You will not want to miss it. Big surprise coming. Sunday at 7:30, for those of you who missed it. If you like the space stuff, we will have more of that for you. Turbo Tango, Michael Underwood, is going to be GMing a Star Wars version Scum and Villainy game, which is going to be played at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. It is going to feature Brian Young, Star Wars expert and author. It's going to feature Brent Lambert, author, Mer Lafferty, author and podcaster, and many other such things, and featuring Delilah Dawson, who's not only an author, but a Star Wars author specifically. She writes many things, but one of the many things she writes is Star Wars. So there are going to be a bunch of Star Wars experts being run by a Star Wars geek in Mike, and it's going to be set in the Star Wars universe, and it's going to be, so you'll get lots of Star Wars with the whole Scum and Villainy thing, so you will not want to miss that. That is a joint Speculate, which is the podcast that I co-host with Mike, and this channel production, and that will be happening 7:30 p.m. on Sunday, this Sunday. So we got D&D with Infinity and Beyond tomorrow at 7. Sunday night, 7:30 p.m., we've got Star Wars, Scum and Villainy, and then on Monday night, we've got Hearts of Wulin with the crew, with Lowell Francis, and then Joyce Chung, Mike Underwood, Sod, and Kat Rambo. And then Tuesday, we have got Adventures of Middle-earth in the morning at 10:30 a.m., and then at 4 p.m. Eastern, we've got Pathfinder Kingmaker. So next 4 days, we're going to have a lot of content on this channel, thanks to the fact that we're starting to add more things into the channel. So if you want more access to all of that, you guys know what to do: following, supporting, subscribing, Patreon, and all that kind of good stuff. Yes. You're working on something. Good, lovely. Speaking of Scum and Villainy. Yes. Speaking of Scum and Villainy. He's speaking of it. Scum and Villainy has been spoken. While he is doing that, I'm going to list 2 raids. First of all, the Arvanauts have... Exactly. No one knows, Coven. Exactly. No one knows. The Arvanauts have landed, followed by Twitch, lowercase Twitch, then uppercase R, lowercase AID. And the subs, which is sub-raid, the Arvanauts have landed, which is ARVANE, lowercase, uppercase H, lowercase YPE. Please wait until after our outro video, and then you'll be brought over automagically to the person that we're going to raid. Oh, is this the new, is this the overlay? Is this the overlay? Yay! Look at that overlay. Oh, man. Look at that. So the only thing I'm wondering about, that looks awesome, dude. The only thing I'm wondering about is there 2 things. One, is it possible to add a Star Wars thing? Maybe that's not even smart, because maybe Lucas will come down on us like a ton of bricks, so maybe we shouldn't even do that, so forget that. But the second question would be, is the chat window too small? I mean, I don't know. I can just sort of test it out, I guess. But it's got to be pretty close. Either way, it looks awesome. It looks great. In fact, I'm going to download it right now. And yeah, remember that we need to talk so I can make sure that I pay you, because that is important. Thank you very much, man. That's really awesome. I am honored that this is really cool. So Snowy Hi-Bye. It's a good question. I usually play every other month. I do a session called D&D with viewers, where I play, and it's not always D&D, although it usually is, where I will play a D&D session, usually with anywhere from 4 to 6 players. I usually announce it in advance, so I let you know what day and time it's going to be. And then if you have a webcam, if you have a microphone, if you are a generally nice person, can get along with others, basically, and if you can commit, usually it's 3 to 4 hours to the session, then you can take part in this one-shot with some other players. So I do that every other month, and actually that's going to be happening in October. So in October, I will have a session, a one-shot that I will be playing with viewers. So yes. You used a parody Star Wars font to suggest Star Wars. It's the same size. You're my hero, dude. Perfect. Awesome. Then that's great. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. That is really, really cool. I appreciate that, dude. It's awesome. Thank you. Oh, that you count, Dragon. You're used to sessions that run 7 hours long. Well, And so can I be, actually. I have played many of those sessions. Usually the sessions I do on here usually now run, Infinity and Beyond is usually about 4 hours. This one is usually about 3.5. Adventure to Middle-earth is usually about 3. D&D with GOG over on on the GOG.com Twitch channel, that's usually about 3. So usually between 3 and 4, I would say about 3.5 to 4 hours is usually the average here. But I've definitely played a lot of longer sessions. In fact, my charity convention, we usually do a session that is about 10 to 11 hours long. So it depends. You can definitely do that as well. What's up, Lone Wolf? Yeah, unfortunately, Lone Wolf. Yeah, we're just wrapping up now. It was a pretty good session too. Big combat, but anyway, but please follow the channel if you want to know more about that and if you're interested in all of that. And last thing I want to mention, folks, is don't forget, please, if you haven't done so already, don't forget that 2 things. 1, it's September this month, so if you want to subscribe and you have not subscribed before, you can do so at half price. So you can do so for $2.50 instead of $4.99. I will still get the full sub price on my account. So if you want to get some of those awesome custom sub badges and custom emotes, you can jump on board with that. That would be awesome. And let's see, so there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was, oh yes, Icarus. Exclamation point Icarus is my graphic novel, which is coming out early next year, probably around March or so, 2020, Icarus Angelic. And if you want to pre-order a copy of that, you can do so by typing in exclamation point Icarus. That would be the deal for that. That is what we're looking at. Just wanted to let people know about that as well. This is a fun session. I really had a good time, I hope you folks will as well. That is going to do it for me. I will see you folks Saturday at 7 p.m. Again, stick around for the raid. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream tonight. Thank you so much to my wonderful mods, Dragon Spear and Shadowed Mage. Shadowed, again, special thanks to you for doing that amazing overlay. And again, we'll chat off stream about pay. Thank you to my wonderful subscribers. Thank you to Dragon Spear, Shadowed Mage, Nonstop, Coven Guy, Lone Wolf, Rock God, Second Obs. You're all lovely people. Thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Alfred Jadokis. Thank you to Commander Root, to Gigafrost, Hemp Switch. Thank you to Jagtras, to JLC. Thank you to Jorlana. Jorlana. Thank you to Lurks. Thank you to Mirthcat. I know who that is. Good stuff today again from Kat, from Johnny Pittman, and from Zach Clay. Wonderful play today. Thank you to Mubat, I guess. Thank you to Sifu Storm. Thank you to Sneaky Teak. Hey, I am honored that we have Sneaky Teak with us. What's up, Sneaky? You guys should be following Sneaky Teak if you're not. He's a very entertaining streamer. Good to see you, man. Thank you to Snowell By for stopping by and checking this out. Thank you to you, Christensen. Thank you to V&K. Thank you to Video Store Cowboy. Again, great stuff today, Video Store Cowboy. Thank you to Virgo Praz, and thank you to Windsock. Much love to all of you wonderful people. And that is going to do it for me for today. Again, stick around for the raid, and I will see all of you lovely people soon. Until tomorrow, everyone be back for D&D with Infinity and Beyond. You will not want to miss the surprise that I've got for you, and otherwise I'll catch you folks in a few hours. Thank you as well to Alligator Alley Entertainment for sponsoring us, for their wonderful game that they produced, and all that good stuff. Otherwise, I'll see you lovely people in about 19, 20 hours, something like that. I'll see you folks soon. Until then, be good to each other. 7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. Yes, indeed, Lone Wolf. Have a good one.
When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I grew older, I set aside childish ways. Corinthians 13:11. In the distant future, mankind has spread into the stars and found it is not alone. Within the cluster of planets known as the Silrain Heart, many races strive for survival or supremacy. But throughout this array of planets, societies, and cultures, each has one thing in common: the Crucibles. Scattered throughout the galaxy, each moon-sized structure contains a core of raw soaring, a form of mysterious energy used to power ships, cities, and sometimes the warping of the fabric of reality itself. Beings who can do this have been given a name: Espers. The power of God has been granted to God's children. It is a time of terror. It is a time of wonder. It is the time of Esper Genesis.